Just look.
Hello, folks. Hi.
Hello.
I'm back. It's me again. I know you just saw me real briefly, but now you're about to see a whole heck of a lot more of me because I'm gonna run a game now. Yes, but first we have a couple things to talk about. First of all, you're probably wondering why the heck we're here, and the reason we're here is because we are raising money for Raíces Texas. Probably also wondering, well, hey, Fox, what's Raíces Texas? Well, they're a nonprofit organization that works to offer like pro bono legal assistance to immigrants and refugee communities. They believe that all people should be afforded, due process and dignity, and that nobody is illegal. So they do a lot of amazing charity work here in Texas to help out these people that, frankly, that we're rounding up into camps that we shouldn't really be doing that to. No, it's not great. We want to help them out. So we thought, it'd be a really cool idea. Let's pretend to be elves for a couple of hours and raise a whole bunch of money for them. So far, we've raised $523.69. Nice. We've got about 35 hours still left to go in this marathon, so there's a lot of time to donate to give. We have got a big donate button down below this video that you can hit. It'll take you straight to Tiltify. Please, whatever you do, don't send us bits. Don't subscribe to the channel. That doesn't get money to Raíces. But going down there to the Tiltify link totally does. There'll also probably be, I think the chat's over this way. There'll also be some stuff in the chat that you can click on that'll take you over there. And I want to see those numbers. Like any amount you can donate. Like if you can get $5, if you can get $4, if you can get $1, anything, just bring it on in, make the love. And if you can't share any money, because I get it, money's tight right now. It's hard for everybody. Go tell your friends. Go hit up people on Twitter. Go get a bullhorn, yell it in the street. They're like, hey, welcome to the party is trying to raise some money for Raíces Texas, because they're cool. And, less ice, more dice, All right.
That's a good slogan. I like it.
So
That's got to go on a t-shirt.
I say shout outs to Jago. I don't get credit for that one, sadly. But okay. So I suspect the next thing people are probably asking me about is like, hey Fox, weren't you just running a giveaway? And you're absolutely right. I totally was. So let me just switcheroony over to a spreadsheet that's got cool prizes on it. Cool prizes like what, Fox? Well, cool prizes like the College of Caterwauling and Cat Burglar D&D PDF by one Jessica Markham. That sounds right. I have no idea what it is, but let's go find out who the heck just won it. Where's the pick winner button? And Cerulean Jade, congratulations! You just won a bomb-ass PDF. We'll be getting, if you were in the chat, make some noise.
Oh, you're gonna love it. It's fabulous.
We'll be getting in contact with you in just a second here. And then, oh my gosh. Oh wow, it's super fighting me. There we go. And then our second winner for the $20 gift certificate to the Modifius store, makers of fine Star Trek Adventures products. Our winner is Neo Gabby. Congratulations! Again, somebody will be getting in contact with you very shortly to get a really super cool gift certificate for $20 off of a purchase at Modifius' store. So let me make a note of that because I need to contact y'all. All right, but now, I guess, actually, not but first. Hi, I have been up for many hours, and that's going to make this game very interesting. Oh, wow, okay. So Dungeon World. Dungeon World is a fun little game we're going to play. It comes in this book. It's written by one, I believe it's Sage Latora and Adam Coble. My name, by the way, is Fox Barrett. I probably should repeat that since I said it last stream. This is a new stream, fresh team, fresh people. But we're going to take it around the horn real quick and introduce the rest of our wonderful players who are going to be joining us for the next handful of hours as we entice you to give up your fun monies to Raíces, Texas. So kind of working around the overlay here, I have your characters' names. I don't have your actual names. So this is going to be real funny. Hey, Big Flick, who are you? And who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Connie O. I'm playing Big Flick, who is a salamander sorcerer who has a strange resemblance to a snowman. And hooray, races. This is really good. I'm so happy to be on this stream right now.
Awesome. Hey, Ellie, who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, everybody. My name is Lynn Meyer, and I am playing a human cleric today named Ellie Alexander.
Awesome. Yo, Gildan, who you and what you do?
Hi, I'm Chris, otherwise known as Book Zombie, and I am playing a human bard, glorifying in the name of Gildan Goretrap. And if you're a folkie of a certain age in this country, you'll know what that's a spoonerism of.
Sadly,
Hey,
I am too boring to know, but that's okay. It'll be an adventure for everybody involved. And finally, hey, Jabri, who are you and who are you playing?
I am Silent Ferrets, and I am playing Jobry Ginfeather, the halfling hockey puck of fury and justice, who's basically a JoJo's character, but also a halfling.
Fantastic. Good news. We're gonna have a super serious game that's full of like really just like dour, like world-ending stuff. Nah, just kidding. Y'all are gonna run up a mountain. It's gonna be real silly. So let's get into it. The first thing I should probably do is get my preparations up. I've got all of this wonderful producer stuff up, but no, what I need now are notes on how to run this game. All right, so the four of you have recently gathered in. Well, let's back up a little bit. Once upon a time, there was a land known as the Central Kingdoms. Now, this land sits on the northernmost point of our continent, as you would imagine them, the Central Kingdoms to be. At the center of the Central Kingdoms is the city of Centralia, its capital. And every year, the Centralia Central Charity Committee spends a lot of time gathering up, like all year, it takes in all of this money from all of these different sources, but it doesn't know exactly where it should send the cash. So the queen thought on this for a hot second and was like, all right, so the obvious answer here on what charity is the most deserving, because there's just so many charity organizations out there that have such amazing and important goals. The best way to choose which one to give all of this money to would be to run a contest. Everybody loves contests. People come out for contests. They're a lot of fun, and they're very, very distracting from the drudgery of humdrum life. So this year, your team is going to be participating in the second annual Run for Their Lives. The contest is simple. Teams of adventurers are simply going to take an object from the base of Mountain, named, of course, for the intrepid explorer Snuggleport von Mount, the first person to ever reach the mountain's peak. And you're going to take it up there, deposit your item in the Chalice of Charity, and then whatever charity your team is representing will be afforded all of the many funds that the Centralia Central Charity Committee has acquired over the last year. So, when we first meet our heroes here, when we first see them, the four of you are sitting in a fairly reasonable green room. It's nice. Like the cushions on the sofa, they're not cheap, but like the queen obviously didn't splurge. There's some donuts set out. It's just glazed, but they're fresh. That's something. There's water. You're just kind of relaxing and enjoying your time before your presumed grueling climb up Mountain. Let's say like so. Let's start with Big Flick. Like when we first see Bick, what do we see? Like who is this person?
So, Big Flick is a salamander, even though you might not notice. They're covered in poofy white, perfectly pure. Their eyes smolder with a fire from the deep depths of some dark, ancient hell. They wear a top hat, hiding their fury beneath it. They have fangs of coal and a voice that rasps like the end of days. And they have a donut that they're heating up with their hand so that it's at the perfect temperature to enjoy.
Anything to drink with the donut, or just the nice warm donut?
Nice warm donut.
Excellent. I'm so into it. So nearby, then, of course, is our second adventurer, Ellie. As our camera moves away, it kind of like moves in on this donut, very lovingly being heated, but then it turns towards Ellie. And what does our camera see when it turns that direction?
Um, Ellie is probably, to most eyes, nowhere near as interesting as her traveling companion, but she is a human, about 18 years old, long black hair and olive-toned skin, gray eyes, and she's not wearing any armor. She is cloaked in her faith, you could say. So she is wearing robes in colors you might describe as being like the colors of night. So they're shades of dark blue and black and purple, very, very evocative of nighttime type colors, but no armor to go with that. And you see little earrings of carnelian hanging from her, and she seems a little quiet, but there's a little quiet intensity to her, and she is just thinking about the day, but also enjoying her donut, but not warm. Just enjoying it as it is, but
Okay.
privately enjoying the warmth coming off of her companion.
All right, so we got a room temperature donut here. That's
A
perfectly
room
reasonable.
temperature donut, privately, though she's enjoying the warmth. Yes.
Okay. So we have two donuts now in play, both being
Yes.
appreciated. One
Well,
slightly warmer than
you
the
have to
other.
carb load before you go trekking.
Mountain is a tall mountain. It is not insurmountable, this mountain.
Exactly.
But then so we move from one donut to the next, and then we kind of pull back again, and we reveal Gildan. And what are we treated with? Is it donut based in any way?
Well, Gildan is kind of medium tall, wiry build. He's just wearing kind of standard traveling clothes at this point. So not fairly bright colors, but not kind of patchwork kind of thing. So sort of russets and greens. And his hair, as normal, is his fair hair is kind of sticking out all over the place, as if it's never seen a comb in its life. And he's sitting there, sort of slowly eating a donut, but he's at room temperature, as it seems to be important to establish this. And he's kind of looking around the room at everybody else with his eyes wide and a grin on his face, and sort of like his excitement about the whole thing is barely contained. I would say that if you look deep in your eyes, you can see the darkness of previous tragedy, but that would actually be a lie. There's nothing going on behind there very much. He's just sort of excited to be there.
The tragedy of just not quite being there on the mountain, getting to work just yet. The tragedy of not having a warm donut. So
It is a tragedy.
So for our final fellow, I believe our camera has to kind of dip down a little bit. We go a little closer to the floor. So we get a little lower.
Lower.
Lower. It's lower still. It just keeps going down. It's like, man, how far down are we going? And the answer is just high enough to see one Jobry. What do you look like, Jobry?
Jobry Ginfeather, the halfling hockey puck of justice and fury, is a burly 3.5-foot wall of solid muscle. Hard eyes, wild hair, scarred skin, and a built body, all covered in a brown anime cloak wrapped around and a feathered purple cap adorned with stars and fists. Extended from it is a single giant mailed fist holding a donut. And he's nibbling on it. But he also really wants to just throw off the cloak, pose, and show off his shining purple scale mail and the fact that his fists gleam. But instead he has to content himself with the donut because it's not yet time. Jobry is very, very... He's not quiet. He can be deep, but he doesn't really understand conversation as a concept, so he tends to be way to the point.
Well, he'll definitely get along well with the donut then, which is excellent. But as you sit in eager anticipation of the arrival of someone with a clipboard looking very official, you're in luck because the door does open, and a woman steps through wearing just a very smart business casual affair. She's got very dark skin. Her hair's pulled up into a bun, and she's holding a clipboard and says like, "Ah, all right. So you must be the last group. Excellent. Good. Good. So you're here to here for one of the charities things then. All right. Listen, we just need to fill out a little bit of paperwork. I know you must be the okay. Yeah, you're the fiery one. You're the clericy one. You're the scary one. And okay, yeah, I've got all of you down here. But unfortunately, the Centralia Central Charity Commission doesn't exactly have what charity you're running up here for. So we've prepared a list, but we wanted to check with you and see was there a charity in particular that you were going to be running up the mountain for, or do we need to just take care of this for you because it's very important that we get this squared away.
You have a list of options?
Yeah, people always tend to come to this and they never just really prepared. It's it happens. All right.
We run for justice.
For justice? Okay, just is that
Well,
she starts to make a note as if it's an organization.
It's an actual charity. It's a real thing.
I
and started it this morning.
Okay, Toots. And what does it benefit exactly? Hang on. For justice, and what is it? What does it benefit there?
We fight for those who are dispossessed, who are fleeing violence. We also have help. We help.
You help. It's a charity for help.
We help people who are fleeing.
Dispossessed, fleeing people. All right, I got you, Sugar. Fantastic. All right, so your charity is, and she kind of squints and turns the page, for justice. Fantastic. All right. Listen.
It's just justice. Justice. Just
justice. It's not for justice. It's just justice. It's okay. Yeah. So just. She like takes her pen, her quill back out of her ear, erases or like scratches through part of it. Just justice. Okay, so you're the just justice people.
I look at everyone else. Come on, back me up. Help, please. That's what I was saying when I said help. That's not out loud. That's my face. My face.
Like, I don't know if Ellie's like completely on board with this. Like, are you just planning to pocket this money? What are you planning? You did it this morning?
No, I'm going to use this to help. Do we know each other? I feel like our characters know each other.
Yes, I think we definitely do.
Okay, that makes a difference. Like,
the thing is, Jaubrey isn't. I don't want to say he's not. They're not dumb. They think very simply. We're going to take the money and then we're going to go spend it to help out people who are fleeing injustice, and that's what they do. But that's also why Jaubrey currently has no money at all.
Right. Well,
the donuts are free. You're fine.
Right.
Yeah, the donuts are complimentary. Don't worry about the donuts. Nobody's paying for the donuts. Just justice.
I kind of look to the others to see what their thoughts are, because I don't want to break the heart of my little companion here, but I want to kind of get a beat on what the others are thinking before I say anything.
Well, Gul says, yeah, that sounds great. Perfect. Great. Can we go? I'm ready.
Big Flick stands up. They don't have much to say. They just reach out and grab the clipboard, and with their finger, they burn words into it.
Okay.
And they don't even bother showing it to anyone else and just hand it back. We're good now.
As long as it goes to somebody that is in need, Ellie is fine. Really. So
my guitar could do new strings. Does that count?
What I have to know, what words, Big Flick, did you burn into this sheet of this clipboard?
Saving the world. The most wonderful charity that ever existed. It is established millions of years ago, yet disappeared into the ether, only to be summoned once again on this day to save everything.
And she kind of looks
That's basically what I was saying.
The woman looks down at the list, kind of glances back up at you and goes, "Okay, whatever." Tucks the thing back under her arm. "Hey, Duke! Hang on a second. Duke's got to go get a thing. Duke, would you get in here?" And a very large, pale man with like big scars across his head walks into the room, and he's holding an orb of like sort of a silvery and gold material. It's about the size of a basketball. He walks into it, and as he presents this orb, you feel strangely pulled to it. And at the same time, also, you feel a strange gravity, like it wants to go somewhere. And there's only one material you know of in all of creation that has this kind of a gravity to it. This orb is made out of MacGuffinite.
Oh,
That's the same stuff they made my weapons out of.
wow.
The large gentleman
powerful.
who is presumably Duke hands or sort of holds out the MacGuffinite orb to you as the woman explains, "All right, that's your orb. You take that thing, head outside to the base of the mountain. We'll say go. You just got to get up the mountain and deposit that thing in the chalice of charity, all right? It's up at the top of the mountain. You can't miss it. It's like it perfectly fits this big stupid ball, all right?
Okay.
Any other questions before we kick you out this door and get it going on?"
I don't think so.
Fantastic. That is exactly the answer I want to hear because I would really like to go to lunch. All right, let's do this, people. And we cut to.
Sorry, just as we walk out the door, Gildan looks at Duke, looks at his scars, says, "Drummer?" Never mind.
I question their commitment to charity. There is no time for lunch.
Duke raises not but a single eyebrow, shrugs, and wanders off. Duke has other things to attend to, as large gentlemen often do. So you make your way out into sort of like the common area, and you're not the only team that's going to be making the run up the mountain, obviously. Other teams have made it through. There's a preliminary trial and application process, and 3 other teams were chosen to participate in this as well. And you pass them in turn. The first, perhaps unexpectedly, I don't know, how do you view kobolds? Because there's a collection of about 6 or 7 kobolds, maybe 8. It's honestly hard to tell. They're very short, very bitey, snarly people that just kind of mill around, and it's hard to always get a number on them. But there's a small team of kobolds that you learn from perhaps asking them that is working to benefit the Kobolds for Better Kobold Branding, or KFBKB, because kobolds have a very bad image, and they would very much like to rectify that as best they can. Past them.
Good day, kobolds.
Hi.
Hi.
Bye.
I looked him in the eye. I extend my hand to shake their hand.
They lick it. They're kobolds.
I clean it off.
The kobold seems extremely pleased about this. This interaction went exactly how the kobold was hoping.
Seeing this, Ellie just says hello without offering a hand. Don't know if I want to be licked.
Your kobold friend seems extremely disappointed. They're very crestfallen. Like,
oh, okay. Now she feels bad. She'll offer a hand.
yeah, they turn away. They're not interested anymore. But they go into a huddle.
Oh,
a huddle.
Yes.
You know, she likes some personal space. Okay. Feel bad now.
you could lick their hand.
Have you had your tetanus shots?
What is tetanus shots?
A good idea.
Something I don't know if I've had, but sounds like maybe a good idea. Especially before we go climbing a mountain. I don't know. Have to look into that.
Licking their hand would probably be a defy danger, or possibly hack and slash.
Oh, I think you would just take damage. Honestly, I think.
Unrelated but very important. I did make my bonds. The fighter has a bond that is blank. My bond with Big Flick is soft, but I will make them hard, like me.
Excellent. Okay.
Ellie is soft, but I will make them hard, like me. And Gildan is soft, but I will make them hard,
Okay.
like me.
Excellent. Okay.
Normally,
Jawbreaker.
you can't have the same bond for multiple people, but it seemed to fit here. I hope that's okay.
No, I feel like Jabri is a very multifaceted person with they're like an onion, a lot of layers. We're gonna work through them, I think, and really get to know who this person
Jabri
is.
has a very, very elaborate internal world that I'm hoping to explore in this adventure.
Oh, good news! We will have exactly no time for that, so good luck.
When he's brooding, just imagine what's happening on your own there. Then.
Oh yeah,
It's all off camera.
The world, folks, the world of fan fiction is open wide to you.
It's like Chaz. It's the character you don't play.
Right.
God. Speaking of characters you're not playing, just past that kobold team, you also find a small gathering of about we'll call it four hugbears. Now, a hugbear.
Hugbears.
Now, a hugbear is much like a regular bear, but like, okay, so imagine you take a teddy bear, right? Blow them up to the size of a grizzly bear. That's a hugbear, basically. They don't tend to wear a lot of clothing. It's a lot of like, I'm just wearing a shirt, or like, I'm just wearing a belt. But they're very large. They're generally very friendly people.
Are they huggable?
They're excruciatingly huggable, like fantastically so. They're really.
Jabri hasn't waited for you to finish the description before flinging themselves forward for hugs. Now you can finish the description, but it's just that's got to be noted. It's very important.
Immediately, as Jabri like wraps their arms around one of them, like, okay, so we need to talk about bubbles, like personal ones, and consent. Yeah, okay.
No, that's reasonable. I'm sorry.
Yes, we get this a lot. It's okay.
No,
you're
valid.
Jabri, we've had this conversation.
It's hugbears. They're. I need to.
You still have to ask first.
I know.
My fur is extremely soft, though. I get it.
May I give you a hug?
Absolutely, under no circumstances. I cannot anymore with this. This has to. I have to draw boundaries. I need
respect
boundaries.
I respect it. That's good. I should have.
And as you spend
My
time.
first angsty moment.
Instant rejection. I know it's the worst, but it'll drive you forward up the mountain.
Oh no, this is more about self-loathing. The bear was valid. It's on me.
Go ahead, Gildan.
While this is all going on, Gildan just sidles back up to the kobolds and says, if you win and you want your branding thing, let me know and I'll write a jingle for you. Sound good?
Jingle, jingle, jingle. Jingle, 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 jingle. And like the kobold turns back to its group and they just jingle, 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 like in a chant together until it's almost deaf. Jingle, 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 jingle. Until one of them gets distracted by a butterfly, in which case it all just bedlam, instant bedlam, because they're kobolds.
I'll take that. I'll take that as a yes then.
But the Hugbear team, you learn through proximity and osmosis, is working to benefit the tiny war orphans, which are, of course, the orphans that have been the results of the many tiny wars along the southern border of our kingdom against the evil baddie empire. So,
Sounds reasonable.
I kind of want them to win.
It's very sad.
I respect that.
But there's not very many of them. They were very tiny wars. There's only a handful of people in the TWO.
But still, respect.
Hugbears, they're good people. And finally, the last team you come across, they're a little scraggly, they're a little rough, they're a little knives and leather and snarling and like they seem to be like carrying coin purses and poison, and they're like,
Oh, it's the Camp Assassins group then.
They're definitely a bunch of bandits. Honestly, they've got little domino masks, and you're pretty sure you saw one of them carrying a bag with like a dollar sign on it. Like, they don't even use dollar signs. That's not the coin of the realm, but people got an image. And they are working for the benefit of it says on the sheet Carl, whoever that guy is. They're working to his benefit. Probably one of them is Carl, best you can figure. But that's their charity. Some guy named Carl.
Well,
It's not all their initials, is it? Or something?
Oh no, it's capital CARL.
Well, so far I have my thoughts that if we don't win, I'm leaning towards the Hug Bears. Just saying.
We owe them for our crimes against them.
You mean your crime?
Yes, but we are a group united.
Okay.
Our hearts
Accept
are
this
one.
Responsibility.
I don't know. I'm sort of pulling for the kobolds if it's not us.
I mean, I'm okay with the kobolds too.
They
They're
can-
really...
Jingle, get a bad
jingle,
press.
jingle, jingle,
Yeah.
jingle, jingle. They're back
Well,
on it
you
again.
know, I can't disagree with their enthusiasm.
I do want to join in on their chant, but I feel like that might be appropriative, and I don't want to do that anymore.
So
The change starts with me.
your competition laid before you and your task set ahead of you. I have a question for the party. So at least here at the start of things, who is holding the MacGuffinite orb?
I feel like I might be because it's made of the same thing as my gloves, but that's also really dangerous because as we've already seen, I fling myself headfirst into every situation, and everyone knows this because I'm trying to get them to do it too.
As long as I have one hand free for holding out my holy symbol, I'm okay. So if it's something I can hold in one hand,
Oh yeah, I mean you could throw this thing in a bag if you wanted to.
yeah.
There's no rule that you have to like carry it above your head, like it's a fun
Yeah.
video game radish or anything. Like you
Yeah, I mean,
you can kick this thing honestly like a soccer ball.
I want to use it as a weapon.
Oh no, we don't want to do that.
MacGuffinite is nearly unbreakable. That's why we forged my weapons out of it.
Ellie will volunteer if people think that's a good idea, but leave it up to the group to decide.
I'm happy with that. I'd certainly rather keep both hands free because you can't really play guitar one-handed, and I think we need marching music as we go along.
Okay.
Yes.
He has a guitar slung over his back, by the way. I forgot to mention that earlier.
Fantastic. I love it. All right. So Mount Mountain sits before you, and you're all sort of spread out along the base of it. You don't start like next to each other on a little line. They kind of spread your groups out because they want to give everybody a little bit of a chance that you don't immediately start turning stabbing each other like adventurers tend to do, because whoever gets to the top of this mountain is the one who's getting the payout. And magically, I guess, because let's say there's loudspeakers, because in my fantasy world, why wouldn't there be a loudspeaker? It's a big loudspeaker just like sitting up above you, and it kind of, after a few moments of impatient waiting, it crackles to life and okay, the second annual Run for Their Lives begin, signaling the start of this marathon, walkathon event. We'll go with event. And the mountain sits before you. The initial climb is very straightforward. Like there's not really a whole lot to see. There's not really a whole lot to do. You're moving through some simple brush, some simple woods. It's a mountain. It's got trees on it. The curious thing is a few minutes into it, you hear the rushing of water, and then the extremely loud rushing of water as you approach your first actual obstacle in climbing the mountain. The grass gives way to pebbly rocks and a massive river. Some, 50, 60 feet across. You have no idea how deep it is, but it is absolutely raging as it goes by you. This is the famous Moat River, which runs completely around the circumference of the lower part of Mount Mountain. What do you do?
I could just throw you all across.
50, 60 feet, was it? Or
I mean, possibly. You're not very heavy.
I have great confidence in your throwing abilities.
I don't mind about me, but my guitar.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
The landing would be up to you.
Mm,
This is part of your training.
I think it's an interesting idea, and I certainly think it's one that we should keep on the back burner for the moment. But let's see if we can find something a little less destructive first, and then maybe come back to that. If we,
I mean,
how
that's
about that?
your area.
Hmm. Hmm.
Is there any wood or
Right.
trees that can be
trees.
cut down to?
There's absolutely trees. Like this place is well forested. They're not like big, massive, enormous redwoods, but like they're respectable trees.
Hey, folks, we could make a raft.
That's what I was thinking. Might not be the quickest thing, but it might be the best.
Mm.
All right. Who here knows how to make a boat?
I do not.
Luckily, I know how to make a boat. I will summon my blade of fire to slice the tree down from its roots and then burn a massive hole within its trunk that we can sit within.
Ooh.
Sounds great.
Good plan.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to utilize your burning brand in order to hollow out a canoe, basically.
That is exactly what I want to do.
I love it, and
Awesome.
I have to go look up how burning brand works because I don't have that page open.
This
we
would
go.
be a burning canoe of justice, right?
Here we are.
Right? Yeah.
Yes,
We're all
this
there,
is
right?
Exactly what you are speaking of.
Mhm.
All right.
Justice.
Yes. Big Flick and I feel like we're on the same wavelength. It's good.
Yeah, we're good friends. We get
All
along
right.
well.
Burning brand. When you conjure a weapon of pure flame, roll plus con. So give me that sweet plus con roll.
Oh, I got a 9.
Okay.
Let me roll that up a little bit so the folks at home can see. Hey, a 9. Awesome. Okay. Here we are. Yes. On a 10 plus, choose 2 of the following tags. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. So, which of these tags do you want to choose for your burning brand? Do you also want hand, thrown or near, +1 damage, or remove the dangerous tag, which it normally comes with?
I think that in this case, I will use the hand because I need to be working with my hands to shape this wonderful boat out of the trees.
Okay, cool. So your burning brand is still dangerous. That's what I like to hear as a GM.
Yes.
All right. What is the best way to make? Let's see. How this is what I love about this game. How do you carve a freaking boat?
I do have a handcrafted thing. It's supposed to be for metal.
That's for metal. This is you are making this boat out of wood with
Right?
fire.
Same thing.
So, I would say that this is probably a defy danger intelligence because you really need to work very carefully not to burn things. I will say if anybody would like to aid in this role, if they can put forward a way that they might be able to help, I could have them roll first to see if they can potentially help you build this fire canoe.
I would like to aid, and what I'm going to be doing is, because I'm ridiculously awesomely strong, I'm going to help carry the stuff if it needs to be moved or held a certain way. And also, when it catches fire accidentally, I'm going to use my giant magical metal fists to try to snuff it out, because they're like really awesome.
And
Okay.
if I could cast bless.
Oh, bless. Pardon me, I don't have the spell list open. Sure, I love when people cast spells. +1 ongoing, as long as it's technically for fighting, but screw it. This is fun.
Let's see, I don't know if this the compendium didn't load it right. It's loaded in here as 0 plus 0. So let me
Yeah,
see.
I should have looked closer at your spells. I apologize for that.
Yeah,
so.
the compendium didn't do right. So
No,
what
which
was
is unfortunate.
just
So what I will say is to start with, okay, fantastic. Actually, I've already got I've got the aid or interfere from Jaubrey with a hot 11. So good news. We're gonna narrate what happened with that in just a second. But yes, Ellie, if you want to cast a spell, you do that by using the move Cast a Spell. So when you unleash a spell granted by your deity, roll plus Wisdom.
Okay. So just my 2d6s plus my wisdom. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will do that manually since my sheet is not looking like it did properly. Okay. So I have a +2 to my wisdom. So that is a 6, 8.
8. Okay. On a 7 to 9, the spell is cast, but you must choose one of these drawbacks. So, do you draw unwelcome attention to yourself and put yourself on the spot? Do you, your casting distances you from your deity, take -1 ongoing until the next time you commune, or is the spell revoked by your deity?
Maybe unwelcome attention.
Okay.
I don't want it to be revoked because I have a feeling we might need it.
I have a pitch for this that might work for you, Fox.
Yeah.
What you got for me?
What I got is I am trying to make her hard like me. So I am going to properly instruct her when she casts this spell and often ongoing throughout the adventure how to properly cast spells in a suitably epic manner. For example, where was your narration, your internal conflict? Why is this shocking to you? What is your problem? You need to do this. You need to make it real. Make it mean something.
So congratulations, you've attracted some unwelcome attention.
Yeah.
It is from one of your compatriots.
Oh.
But the good news, Big Flick, is that as this wonderful, as this poor person tries to hold out this symbol of their divine power, it radiates a gentle, calming light on you, and this absolute psychopath is holding up the log for you to burn. You do get
I am not a psychopath.
You do get a +2 to your roll to defy danger intelligence to make sure you can stay focused enough to actually burn a hole properly on this. So
Connie put something in the chat for the description that I really like, which is that I am hidden by the tree. It's kind of moving by itself, and it's got a kind of jaunty bounce to its step. So I really liked that. So we should make that part of the fiction if that's cool.
Totally. Go ahead and give me that defy danger intelligence at a +2.
Alrighty. Another 9.
That is a 9. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Good thing you had that +2 then. Yeah.
It is good.
All right.
I can have an option. I can do an aid or interfere as well.
If you can tell me how you might have helped the situation, if you can pitch me.
Musically?
I was going to say I can play you a jaunty tune to keep everyone's spirits up.
And to drown me out.
Yeah.
What's the ratio on that? What percentage of it is jaunty and what percentages of it is I'm just trying to keep you from hearing Jaubrey?
To be honest, he's fairly upbeat about things. He's not really going to notice what Jaubrey's doing. So it's being encouraging is probably the primary driver for him.
Okay.
Good job.
Fantastic.
Burn, burn your log gently on the river.
That was very, very good. Go ahead and give me an aid roll. Normally you would roll plus bond, so that's 2d6 plus 1 basically, because you have 1 bond with Vic.
Okay.
7. Fantastic.
7.
All right. So you add +1, but you also expose yourself to danger, retribution, or cost. In this case, the only danger, retribution, or cost is Jaubrey's attention. Jaubrey, you can't help but notice everyone's kind of trying to get in the way of you helping. Just a heads up on that. I don't know. Your friends are being real weird.
All right. Everyone. Look, this is all about Big Flick. Stop making it about drowning me out. All right. I mean, seriously. Okay, Ellie, Gildan, you guys are great. I appreciate where you're coming from, but we need to help Big Flick. So you need to have something like, why is Big Flick amazing right now is really important. You know, you need to maybe grab your chin, stand back at an angle and be like, wow, Big Flick is doing this thing I never have seen them do before that is absolutely amazing. And it totally reminds me of this tragic story from their childhood. Okay? It's not hard. It's not difficult. Do it. Do it. Do it. And just going to stand there shouting, do it, until they start doing it.
So as do it is shouted over and over
Joffrey.
and over again, Big Flick, what does it look like as you first summon your burning brand and then turn this poor log into something vaguely like a canoe?
So, Big Flick raises up their very skinny, you could almost say stick-like hands, and as they look at them, their eyes glow with a burning fire, and in their hands comes a giant fiery spoon of doom, and they scoop out the tree from the ground, and it lands on top of Jaubrey and bounces jauntily. And the music is jaunty as well. And Big Flick jumps on top and flicks their bick and flicks their bick and flicks their bick, much like a shovel, and makes a canoe out of this wonderful tree.
I can't believe I missed that about your name.
Yeah.
It's a subtle joke.
I'm all about subtle jokes, okay? Like
So-
everything.
So scoop by scoop and step by step, this wonderful old ancient redwood is utterly obliterated and charred and scarred forever, never to be seen again. It's like in our world. But now you have a boat, which is excellent. So
Now,
While they were doing that, Gilden's guitar playing, he's doing some nice sort of fingerstyle stuff that matches the rhythm of the digging out of the thing, just to sort of almost setting a beat.
oh, absolutely.
now everyone get in the boat and I'll throw it across the river. Did I misunderstand this, or was the plan, right?
Indeed, my prompt here is: you have a boat. What do you do?
Well, we need a way to pedal it.
And you're not using my guitar.
No.
How wide is the river?
50, 60 odd feet.
Okay. So,
Incidentally, you look over, the hugbears are just walking across it. It's weird.
Wait a sec. Wait, I go over and I just want to like grab a stick and poke it to see how deep it is.
Extremely. Your stick just goes, and there's still more river down there.
Hugbears are so cool.
Like, they're not, please note, they're not walking through the water. They're simply walking across it.
What?
Hugbears, man, they're weird.
Hugbears walk
That's
on
amazing.
water.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They're very soft.
I wish I was the hugbear.
okay.
It would have changed everything 10 years ago when I was a child. This
Hugbears are
is
getting...
going to be a long dramatic monologue until someone cuts me off. Just
Yeah, the
FYI.
hugbears are getting further up the path.
Okay.
So, you will
We need-
power the boat with your tears?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not sure I can do that,
I'm
actually.
gonna need that explained to me as the GM. I need that one laid out for me. Because I'm down, but I really need.
Gilden's playing a dirge, by the way, while he's telling his story.
Let's
And then my foster brother, something, cats, something,
Yes,
sweet potato empanadas.
Oh, I don't doubt for a second that Jaubrey could spin quite the yarn. It's just a question of how that then becomes propellant.
Oh, it's not propellant. It's merely color to buy the players time to think up a better idea.
Excellent.
How about can you channel that emotion into energy to paddle us? Are there branches we can use as paddles?
Yes.
Or something?
You could
Yes,
totally
that
just get branches and use them as like sticks to push the boats.
Let's just
Let's just do that.
do that because channel that rage, channel that hurt, and use that as the fuel, Joffrey.
Yes, it'll remind me of my lost fiance who was murdered by the great villain. ...
And Ellie is directing him into the boat.
So as you are recounted by the story of the evil ...
Yes.
the boat is shoved out into the river, and with makeshift branches in hand, our intrepid crew makes their way steadily but relatively safely across the river in their wonderful burnt canoe.
This is probably safer than throwing you all, I think. It's hard to tell.
It seems safer from where we're sitting.
I mean,
I think the landing will be better.
That part would definitely go better, I think.
You arrive at the other side, for the most part, no worse for the wear, and continue to make your way up the side of the mountain. For a while, it continues to be a nice, comfortable pace up not a countryside, it's a mountain, Fox, come on. Up through some hills and some forest. There's a little bit of rockiness. The undergrowth is starting to pick up a bit now as you get further away from civilization. What's a little more concerning, however, is you do find another one of those big, like, bullhorns on top of a post. That's not usual. Weirder still is when it crackles to life. Oh yeah. Okay, so now that everybody's this far up the mountain, we are now going to begin the it's like open up my notes. The second chance run for the participants in last year's Run for Their Lives who did not survive the process. At which time, from the ground around you, there is a minor rumble as little hands, well, not little hands, big hands, begin poking up out of the ground and pulling the shambled forms of adventurers who didn't make it so much up the mountain this time, or last time, and are very, very much looking for their chance to get their charity backed. Oh, also, a small note to any current participants. Yeah, we didn't give them an orb, so they're probably gonna want yours. You are rapidly becoming surrounded by zombies. What do you do?
Okay.
How far away are they?
I mean, they're zombies. Let's say, they're also just sort of all around you. Let's say you've got a good 10 feet on all sides from a handful of zombies.
I think this calls for some Turn Undead.
I love Turn Undead.
Nice.
So, yeah, I think Ellie's going to try to do just that with her holy symbol in hand, because that's not right. And she wants to try to take as many of them out of the picture as possible.
Okay.
So let's see.
So when you hold your holy symbol aloft and call on your deity for protection, roll plus wisdom.
Okay, let's see if that one loaded correctly.
And just in the background, you hear a guitar going, do, 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 do.
Okay, 8.
Not
8.
me.
Okay. So,
was hoping for something better.
On a 7+, so long as you continue to pray and brandish your holy symbol, no undead creature may come within reach of you. That's handy. So, okay. I have follow-up questions. Who and or what is your deity, and what does it look like when you call upon their power with whatever their symbol is?
Okay.
Power of Jawbreak compels you? I'm just, that's an option.
Tempting.
I'm gonna go on a limb and guess that you're probably not a god, Jabri. I've met a
I'm
few
not.
Only in Jabber's own mind.
That's factual.
No, I'm not a god. I'm a hero.
No, but her deity
just pats him on the head.
Her deity goes by many names. In this case, it's Phosphoros, which is the light bringer. And which is kind of, an interesting thing, considering that my character is hanging out with somebody who, like Big Flick. So in this case, as I'm brandishing my holy symbol, there would be a bit of a divine radiance there, okay. Holding these undead at bay.
Okay. So you hold aloft. Follow-up question. I mean, so what does your holy symbol look like though? Like, what is it? The shape.
My holy symbol looks a little bit like a labyrinth with a flame-like symbol in the center.
Okay, so you hold aloft your mighty flame maze, and a brilliant light casts out of it as you say a prayer to was it Phosphoros, I believe you said?
Yes.
As to Phosphoros, like, oh great Phosphoros, bless us, and the light like shines back upon the visage of these now, frankly, very perturbed undead zombie fellows who just kind of, too bright, and
Good.
and sit at the edges of your holy symbol. They move no closer, but they are still very much clearly drawn to the ever increasing pull of the MacGuffinite orb.
Ellie, that's what I'm talking about. High five!
With her free hand, she will high five.
Cool. I have the spikes on my fist retracted at the moment, so you're safe.
Okay. High five with her left hand.
Gildan just reaches into his pocket and takes out a pair of sunglasses and puts them on.
Okay. This is all I'm holding them. I'm holding them right now, but I need a little help here, folks.
Should I start smashing? Is it smash time? I'm holding to like my cloak. Like is it time for me to throw it off?
I think this is smash time.
All right. I just need a moment because Jobber's going to throw off their cloak in a dramatic anime fashion. Their scale mail gleaming purple in the sunlight, gigantic metal fists that suddenly protrude hooks and spikes and all sorts of things that are way too big for halflings, and they move. It leaves almost a purple sparkling after image. And like the tiny hockey puck of fury and justice that they are, they fling themselves forward towards the closest of the undead. But before they are in hand motion, they reach out towards it, and the hands actually extend out from the wrists, grabbing the undead and pulling him towards it, speeding him up even faster to smash into it. My hands are reach weapons because I thought that was really cool.
No, fantastic. That sounds very much to me like you are looking to hack and slash.
I want to hack and smash. But like, no, is that good? I don't know what that means. All right.
What that means is that you will now roll plus strength.
Let's see what happens.
Because you are attacking an enemy in melee.
There it is.
Hey, a hot 9.
A hot 9.
Hot 9.
Much better than a cold 9.
It's true. All right, so on a 7 to 9, you deal your damage to the enemy, and they make an attack against you. So this is the only time in this system that I get to roll dice, which is very fun for me. So, let me look at the dice for these. Okay, there we go. For the zombies. I got too many windows open, so I'm just going to grab this D6. So first, Jaubrey, I'm going to need you to roll your damage.
All right. Now, how do I roll my damage to make sure that it gets added in any modifiers? I don't.
You don't have any. You just roll what your damage is.
No. I have my weapon does bonus damage.
Oh, it does. We can just add it after the fact.
All right.
Roll 20 should prompt you like, do you have any bonuses when you click on your roll?
Okay.
But if it doesn't, then we can just add it after the fact.
All right. Then I will just. All right. Let me go back to that then. All right. Go back to my moves. Why are you on the sub? All right, hack and slash. Oh wait, no, that's not right. I hit hack and slash again by accident. Sorry. I may see a whole bunch of rolls from me all at once. Let's see what happens.
Here we go. I see damage.
All right, so I do +1 damage. I
have to let a cat out.
Okay.
So that should be a 2 for damage.
Oh, hey, thank you, anonymous donator. We don't know who you are, but we still absolutely love that you just donated $15 to Rice, Texas.
Woo!
You will remain ever a mystery to us. Yeah, okay, so you do 2 damage, which is hilarious because 2 damage is also what they did to you, minus any armor you might have.
4 armor.
You have 4 armor? You have 4 armor?
Yeah.
How are you able to walk?
What are you wearing? Wait a minute.
I'm wearing scale mail that came with 3 armor. Hold on, let me look this up because I did this like a week or 2 ago.
No, yeah, and you just have like an ability that gives you +1 armor because there's a lot of that in this game.
Yeah, I have the I was really torn about which ability, if I wanted extra damage or extra armor, and I picked armor because I want to be grabbing monsters and throwing myself in the way of their attacks a lot. So
honestly, okay, well they do jacket shit to you, so that's fantastic. All right. So you go whoo, and your arms like rattle and scream outwards into them as you like slaunch onto this zombie and like fling yourself in. And you know, normally like you get right up into the zombie's face and it's like, ah, yeah, this is the part I like, bite. But you know, against all of that scale mail, its teeth just like collapse. Like it's a zombie, it can't get through that much metal.
You'll have to train harder to bite through the skin of Jawbreed Jittenfeather.
So, yeah, you know, that one zombie squishes very like honestly it just feeds itself on you, trying to eat you, like by just obliterating its jaw, more than really you crushing it. But that particular zombie is dead. Several more still yet remain in the area.
Come at me, Zombros!
Some of which, Gildan, are distressingly close, though not getting much closer as Ellie continues to hold her mighty symbol aloft.
Okay.
So what do you do, Gildan?
I mean, I didn't really work out anything on the way of equipment apart from in my head, so
you have some manner.
Climbing a mountain. So I think it might just be standard fisticuffs if they get any closer. I'll just throw a punch at the nearest one, I guess.
You don't have a weapon of any sort. You're simply going to punch a zombie.
I don't have a lot of choice, actually.
You're welcome to do so. I won't stop you from punching a zombie. It's a valid course of action.
I approve of punching the zombie.
I'm just making sure that the fiction is clear. Usually people bring pointy bits of metal. But hey, you know what? I'm not going to tell you how to be you. So
that's Jawbreed's job.
You rear back, you cock the hammer, and you let fly with a mighty right hook. Gildan, please give me a hack and slash.
7.
Oh, as I break the thing. Here we go. A 7. Okay. Respectable. You roll damage, they roll damage. So this zombie's gonna do something to you. And then
Can I somehow defend them? Or does that not work for hack and slashes?
It can. The problem is that you're currently engaged with another zombie that you're busy, like, that you kind of, like, latched onto. You're a little...
I thought I killed it.
You did. This is kind of all happening at once, though.
Okay, I'm just asking if I could, that's all.
Yep. All right. You did, 6 damage.
6. Yep.
That is extremely respectable. So the zombie did 3 damage to you, again, minus any armor. Okay. Are you wearing any?
No.
Fantastic. Love it. All right. So
I didn't think this through very carefully, did I?
What does it look like? Gildan, how does it look when you just like at 6 damage, you don't just kill a zombie with your fists. You take a couple of them down barehanded, Gildan. What did you just do to these zombies, Gildan? Gildan, what did you do?
Well, the first one, you know when you see in movies when it's a sort of slow motion hit of somebody's face with a fist and their whole face kind of distorts with a hit?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it does that to the first one, takes his jaw completely out, which flies into the eye of the one behind it and brains it.
And that zombie, with the jaw just sort of sticking out of its little brain pan, continues to flail back into a third and just like flops it down onto like a pointy branch sticking out of the ground, and the two impale themselves. With one punch, Gildan, you've obliterated 3 of these zombies.
Gildan, that was amazing.
I take it.
Beat a zombie with another zombie.
I take it back, Gildan. You don't need a goddamn sword.
That's why I told you no swords. You got this, bro.
You're doing just fine, buddy.
Thank you.
So I have a pitch for how I can defend him. Would you be willing to hear it?
Well, I was just gonna move on to Big Flick here now.
Oh, okay.
So, So Big Flick, your friends are making quite a scene of it, but you are still there. You do still have your burning brand active, unless you've chosen to evaporate your fire spoon. That's on you. That's your decision. A handful of stuck, confused, rapidly becoming frightened zombies do still remain. There's still like 2 or 3 of these guys milling about. What do you do?
Oh goodness, how intelligent do these zombies seem?
They really, really, really want that MacGuffinite orb. They really, really, really don't know how to get closer to the light coming out of Ellie's emblem.
Okay. I'm gonna save that for later. So I will use my burning brand, and I will be attacking zombies with it. My spoon of fire.
Hell
Will
yes.
hack and slash against them.
Give me a hack and slash against these zombie nerds.
Right, and I will be using my wisdom to roll because it is my burning brand.
That's right. You're fighting with your soul.
Yes.
Oh, 11.
Okay, so-
Very nice.
So that's an 11. And here's the cool thing about that. You can either opt to avoid taking damage from them completely, or you can do additional damage. It's a whole extra d6 of damage. What do you normally roll for damage as the immolator?
I'm gonna be rolling a d8.
Okay, so I'm just going to tell you probably don't need to do additional damage to murder these guys, but that's on you. If you want to do an additional d6 of damage, that is at your option.
I want to do an additional d6 of damage indeed.
Of course. Go. All right, I will roll their damage in that case, and you roll your full damage. Oh my gosh. That is grotesque. That is absolutely grotesque. All right. So they are gonna hit you pretty solidly. They got a hot 5 on their damage roll, which is
Nice.
Is intense.
Can I try to defend her?
You know what? Sure. What are you thinking?
Basically, because my fists are extendo reach weapons and I'm bashing these zombies, when I see this happening, basically I throw out my fists sort of like Bionic Commando and try to either grab the zombie or the ground and just fling myself forward, interposing myself like a piece of meat between the zombie and her when it goes to bite.
Okay. So, go ahead and give me that defend roll plus con.
All right.
And meanwhile, Big Flick, fiery, like, soul spoon in hand, and we'll say, like, 3 to 4 zombies before you. How do you utterly... I'm sorry, how much damage did you do again? Good
10.
gravy.
I did 10 points of damage.
Full disclosure, they had 4 HP left. That seems excessive. What horrifying fire crime do you elicit upon these poor zombies?
Oh, so being Big Flick, I look at the zombies and I say, "You deserve to meet my flames, and they shall send you to the flames of hell." And I flick my spoon once, and I flick my spoon again, and I flick and I flick and I flick, and so many flicks burst into flames, and they all go in this giant circle around Jaubrey, who was getting in the way of my attacks and the zombies' attacks. But luckily, I am skilled in the ways of fire. And so, Jaubrey, saving me with their meaty body covered
Actually, they
in
didn't. They blew the
scales,
roll. I hate
Yep.
to say it.
Yes.
They rolled a 6.
instead gets flamed and has to crouch away, and therefore cannot save my body.
Oh.
But the zombies disintegrate, and as they explode, their bodies hurl against me, causing me damage.
Real quick shout out to our most recent donator, Shadlin. Thank you so much for your donation. I agree. No even numbers, folks. Let's keep that donation total weird. We're
Prime
currently
numbers
at
only.
we are currently at $566.58, and
Woo.
thank you, darling. So yes, as these like these flames. So your flames get a little out of control, unfortunately. just a scotch, and you get a little blowback from that. So I think despite your status as the immolator, your stuff's not fireproof exactly. And that's we're gonna say that's where you took your harm from, because these poor zombies. That was just cruel. I mean, it was funny, but it seemed kind of mean. Jaubrey, yes, I'm afraid, however, that 6 does mean that you were not able to intercept the harm coming Big Flick's ways. I suspect it's a lot of, like, you Bionic Commando, and you kind of overshoot a little bit, and just keep on going. You're just woof. The good news is you're further up the hill, but you're just, like, out of that whole situation. Speaking of out of that whole situation, that fiery display was the last of the zombies, and they are no more. There's a small forest fire starting, but there's no more zombies.
Forest fires are a natural occurrence. They're necessary for promoting the growth cycle of the forest. This is normal.
Okay.
Unless you have
I go to
anything
high five big flick and then think, oh no, your hand's on fire. Virtual high five.
Okay. So they're all the zombies are dispatched with.
Mhm.
Put the holy symbol down. Say, good job, everybody. How is everybody feeling?
No more zombies. There's no more zombies on the mountain. No more zombies. There's no more zombies to kill.
How is everybody feeling?
I'm pretty good.
Are you hurt?
I'm fine.
Well, I know you say that, but is anybody injured?
I injured those zombies.
Yes.
Oh my
Like
God.
says, with like bits of zombies sticking out of their body on fire.
Oh yeah, there's like burning, like just goo, just like.
Oh gosh.
You might, as a cleric, you might think, hey, I should maybe pull those zombie bits out and do some healing, but it's totally
that's
up
why.
to you.
Like I turn and see Big Flick, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. Put that out. Cast a little healing. Let's see. Let's see. Looking over my thing here.
For sure.
I've got first of all, I've got first aid, I think, as one of my.
Yes, I believe yes. So.
Yes.
Oh,
So that doesn't. So my cure wounds doesn't count against my.
yeah,
like-
you have that. You have as a rote, I believe, which means you always have that spell available, like to cast. Like it doesn't count against your spell total list.
Right. So I am definitely going to try to help out my companion here. Let's see if this works properly. Here.
Real quick, a shout out to Capjack. Thank you again for the donation. I love seeing weird numbers. We need more weird numbers on that bar. Yes. No round amounts. We're here to make dollars and cents. Damn it. Thank you, Capjack. Of course, I lost the roll 20 window. Here we go. Ooh, that is a hot 6.
Yes.
So your spell does not go off as intended.
That's just a cure light wounds. So.
And you were casting this on Big Flick?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the problem though about Big Flick, who seems nonplussed about being on fire, but you're fleshy and flammable. So unfortunately, you go to lay on hands and work the mystics. But those flames, they're coming kind of hot.
We gotta put Big Flick out, folks. This isn't working until the flames go out.
As soon as I get there, I'll help.
I'm afraid that in the process, however, you do scorch your hands a little bit, kind of in the emergency to go there. So you are going to take 2 damage from having like gotten close to those to hitting those flames, and
okay.
It's just oof.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
Penny is doing voice exercises behind me. I could just hear it.
Shu Barno, thank you for donating $9.69. Nice.
Thank you, Barno.
Nice. We are now at $569.69. So yes, that's extremely nice. Chat, I see you and I appreciate you.
It's like I will try again to heal after the flames are entirely out, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, perhaps Big Flick does a hot stop, drop, and roll. Like, I know, I've been told that that's very useful in these situations.
Yeah, which I will suggest. So.
Sure.
Could I just ask, with arcane art, what's the restrictions on usage of that?
In terms of like how many times can you do it?
Yes.
Or, I don't believe there is a limitation. Let me just check. Arcane Art. The restriction on that is that you have to weave a performance into a basic spell. So you get to tell me how that looks and what that is, but otherwise, yeah, that's your restriction.
I'll bear that in mind for the moment then. I wasn't planning on using it. I just wanted to check because I've got healing song as a thing. So,
silly question, maybe. Am I supposed to be adding any one of my modifiers to the Cure Light Wounds?
Yes, that should be plus your wisdom, I believe, because that is a spell casting, and whenever a cleric casts a spell, I believe they roll plus wisdom.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't in there, so my 6 should have been an 8.
Oh, that changes everything. But suddenly we fall through a dream, and it never actually happened because, in fact, our cleric.
Yeah, I just realized that it didn't load it correctly onto the sheet.
That is quite all right. Okay, so in that case, never mind. You don't take 2 damage because your spell fires off. So, first of all, Big Flick, you're going to be healing. It looks like a D8 of damage, which is rad for you. And then because you cast a spell, but did not roll a 10, I need to know whether you would like to draw unwelcome attention, take -1 ongoing for casting until you commune again, or lose that spell for your current batch of spells.
There's this part of me that says, knowing Jaubery, I'm taking unwelcome attention.
I'm too far away.
Yeah, Jaubery things. I'm sorry, what was the other option?
You draw unwelcome attention, you take -1 ongoing to all spell casting until you commune again, or you lose the spell until you commune again.
-1 is fair, because that, I'm a little tapped out. I think that's fair.
Okay. So yes, so going forward until next you commune, you will be at -1 for all of your spell casting. So what does it look like when you put your healing energies onto your good friend Big Flick here?
I think this would be unlike the radiance of the flames. This would be like a gentle glow would emanate from my hands, like a soft, soothing glow that would come out and just soothe the injuries. Slowly, you just see the injuries heal.
And as all of your very married burns and cuts, Big Flick, begin to seal themselves back up into nice, fleshy, normal skin, you feel very soothed.
Oh, hooray!
And while that's going on, Gildan is playing a little sort of equivalent on the guitar of a harp archipelago. I've lost the word I was thinking of now.
Well, good news.
Affogato.
You may have lost the word, but you did just gain a reroll, Gildan, thanks to Shadlin from.
Nice.
Thank you, Leona, for being on top of it, because I forgot that if you donate enough, the players get cool stuff. Pay attention to the chat.
Thank you, very kind. I will. I assume I can keep that in reserve, can I? Until.
Oh yeah, until whenever you find it. Yeah, just keep in mind. I'll try to remember too. If you find a roll and you just don't like it, just go. Screw that. Re-rolling that one. You're more than welcome to hold on to that.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
All right. So unless you have anything else you want to do here at this just past the river here, the rest of the mountain awaits. Should you wish to continue to ascend it.
Ellie, do you want to roll that healing die?
Let's see. How do I do that? Just a D8?
Yeah, it's just a regular old D8.
Let's see. What I've clearly not had enough coffee today.
It's quite all right.
It's impossible to have enough coffee.
5
agree.
HP. How convenient, because I'm pretty sure that's what you got hit for.
That is exactly what I got hit for.
You have a very good healer.
My goddess knows. My goddess knows.
Praise be to.
Phosphorus.
Yeah, I was like incandescent-y? I don't even remember.
You know, like I said, she has many names, so she knows. She will understand and respond.
That's how she's known in the West, in the South. In the South, they just know her as Bulb. It's weird.
It's,
It's like, it's sex, you know. Sometimes you gotta. Martin Luther's gotta nail some theses, and this is just what happens. Anyway,
Exactly.
so
The theology nerd in me is very happy with that reference, by the way. So
Yes.
thank you. So eventually, the three of you catch up to Port Jabri, and continue your way up the side of the mountain. Again, for a time, it is uneventful until you come to impassable. It's just so impassable. A massive, like sheer rock face.
Impossible.
With a huge like bronze door set into the side of it, and this wall like goes like off to the right and to the left, like in every direction you can see. Like trying to get around it seems an insurmountable task, let us say, and trying to go up it is of questionable wisdom. But there's a very, very, very large bronze door with a small like a horn, like a. Have you ever seen like how they turn Oh, I know how to describe it. You ever seen how like what telephones look like on the Flintstones?
Mhm.
Yep. It's got one of those just kind of like sitting by the door. What do you do?
So we're climbing this, right? Right, everyone? We're on the same page?
I think that as hard as that might be, it wouldn't be as hard as picking up that communications device.
I pick up the communications device and heft it over my head.
Nothing
Maybe-
happens.
Deliver the communication device to Gildan. He's good at talking.
I am also good at talking. I hand it to Gildan.
Hello. Gildan Gortrap, guitars to the stars.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi. Listen.
Hi.
I gotta be honest with you. There's only two ways you're getting through this door. Okay. I've already used this voice. This voice is no good. I need a better voice. There we go. This is the voice of someone who is on the other side of the door. Found it. Oh, it is 8:30 in the morning, folks.
Yep.
Yes. There's only two ways you're getting through this door. Listen, if you know the password, or if you can present some manner of tribute, we might consider opening it. But otherwise, I, Silliest Proudbottom, will not be opening this door for you.
Silliest Proudbottom, eh? Is that
Yes.
from the Eastern Proudbottoms?
Yes, we are a long and noble line. We moved out here many hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Ah.
I'm glad you know about us.
Well, famous
So that-
family.
But that doesn't count as tribute, by the way. My thanks does not count. That's no cheating. You either need tribute or a password.
It was worth a try. I put things
That's
together.
fair.
Okay, so they either need the password or a tribute.
Wait, I have an idea.
Okay.
Well, this will be good. Yeah.
May I borrow the phone thing?
Sure, I don't think you can kill them from this distance.
Hello.
Yes. Who am I speaking with? Never mind, I don't care. Do you have a password or tribute for us?
All right. So, rules wise, I am going to be trying to use my move Charming and Open, and I am
Okay.
going to start speaking frankly with this person.
Okay.
And I say, we don't have the password and we are here for justice. And I start talking about all the numerous justices we things, and I'm talking about it. And I'm just trying to be very open and honest about it. And then I'm going to ask them, how can I get you to tell me the password?
Let's see. I am now reading Charming and Open. When you speak frankly with someone, you can ask their player a question from the list below. They must answer it truthfully. Then they may ask you a question from the list, which you must answer truthfully.
Interesting.
How much time do we have?
I tried to handle the frankly part in summary because I figure we want to.
No, that's fair. How can you get this person to give you the password? That is a fair question. Well, if you were to provide suitable tribute, I suppose I could part with the password as a way of, formality. Now I will ask you a question.
Sure. I like
do you-
questions.
What are you really feeling right now?
I'm feeling pride because after seeing everyone, Gildan punch those zombies and Big Flick with the spoon and Ellie's triumphant repelling of the undead. They've grown so much. I'm just so happy.
Please stop crying. Please stop crying into my Please stop crying into my telephone.
If I stop crying, would that be suitable tribute? Because otherwise I can keep this up for hours.
There is a massive and the doors begin to creak slowly open.
All right, that's fair. I will soldier on. Thank you. Thank you so much for this faith. I put the phone down.
You get no response from the phone.
Nicely done.
A dwarven man in a very fancy coat with a nice tie kind of comes around the corner and just sort of peeks his head. He's got a very long beard. He just looks at the four of you and says, just go, for God's sake, just go.
Thank
I
you.
nod as we pass. This
You
person
know,
has
like-
earned my silence.
You know, if that didn't work, I was just going to suggest that Gildan sing a song, but that was really impressive, Jabri.
Thank you.
I mean, I was going to say that I've been in a couple of tribute bands. Does that count?
Yeah, it does count, but the real tribute here
That's-
is you. Wait, I'm not supposed to cry.
yeah, like you like Silius like
I-
points a finger at you, Jabri, and then kind of like turns to Gildan and is just like, "Oh, there was gonna be a song," and he looks a little crestfallen.
You know what? Maybe on the way back down the
On
mountain.
the way back, yeah. I'll think up something especially for you and your family on the way back down.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of entertainers around here. I'd really appreciate it, honestly.
Yep. It's a promise. So I've got to write a song for the dwarven doorkeeper, and I've got to write a song for the kobolds. Okay, I just need to make a note of this somewhere.
Well, this is why you are an entertainer to the stars.
So as you move inside, and I bring my prep back up because I have buried it under about 30 different windows. A moment, please. So the Dwarven Halls, a Dwarven Hall, really, it's kind of just one big hallway that goes up and curves up the mountain. You can definitely see where this is a much more pleasant experience than trying to scale a bare wall Peter Parker style. Certainly given that you don't have the ability to do whatever a spider can. Or at least
Right.
most of you don't entirely. Jawbree's a little questionable in that regard.
I'm looking at my spikes
Still
like,
backside. That's the important thing.
As you move through, it goes from smooth, carved, very intricately like detailed. There's like little busts of like little dwarven people of, you know, maybe they're men, maybe they're women. It's interminate. They all have beards. At a certain point, you just kind of stop caring, and those begin to kind of like fade away and give way to rougher rock and rougher ground, and the torches decrease in frequency until it is dark and dreary and scary. But you start to see at the far end, there's a little point of light. Ah, the end of the tunnel. Or is it?
There's
Because-
a light at the end.
Because as you're walking along, you begin to hear the chuckles of rough men in the shadows.
rough men. I've been here before.
You're not the only one.
Backlit by the excuse me a moment. I have so many windows open. Okay. Backlit by this entryway to the tunnel, you see a form in a giant, like, wide-brimmed hat and like a flowing shoulder cape, and they've got their arms akimbo, and they've got these massive like leather boots, and they sort of step forward. You can't quite make out their features, but they call out to you, "Stand and deliver!" And you hear the shing of a rapier being drawn from a sheath and pointed.
Hey everyone,
your
it's
way.
Adamant.
I love Adamant. He's got style.
What do you do?
Oh God.
I stand and deliver. I even mime pulling my sword out.
Mime. Oh, I've got a good one for this actually. I'm going to roll Moth to the Flame to try and tempt their weak minds with my inner fire. I will shove my burning spoon into the air until it bursts with a bright light, and I say, I deliver the light and the glory and the fire of excellence. And you should join us on our journey to the top of the mountain.
Wow.
So that's a
Wow.
12. Which in this system is a full hit. Moth to the Flame.
Wow.
When you tempt a weak mind with your inner fire, roll plus wisdom. On a 10 plus, their will is suppressed. They'll follow you and do as you desire, so long as nothing startles or surprises them.
That's amazing.
Why did I let an immolator be in this game? All right.
That's amazing.
A moment while I recalculate. The figure now well illuminated. Like, as you raise this burning spoon, the whole cave, like, it had been dark, it had been shadowy. Like, it is basically daylight in there now. Gildan, Jaubrey, Ellie, it's getting a little hot in here, quite frankly, because all this heat has to go somewhere, and bad news is just going into you. It doesn't burn you, but it's uncomfortable. Not as uncomfortable as the fact that now that you can see, you're surrounded by like a bunch of people with knives who are like feet from you, about to just like go in for the kill should you make a sudden move.
I take off more of my clothes.
Sensible. Frankly, they seem to be into it, because the figure standing with the hat and the sword and the rapier, now in the light of day, you see that they are clad completely in red, with like, little black accents, but mostly it's just this big, very flashy. They've got like a white shirt that's like, it's open and it's low cut, and they're standing there, and they slowly lower their rapier, and their eyes become almost like dish plates looking at Bick, and they just kind of slowly walk over. Yes, my liege. Yes. I will follow you to the top of the mountain and beyond.
Excellent.
Well,
Away with us then.
I knew what I was going to do. This is great.
I was going to try and bamboozle them, but honestly, we're good.
Yeah.
I do actually take Bick aside. We could send them to interfere with the progress of the others.
Ooh.
Real quick, Vise Nice, thank you very much for your donation of $25. That is super awesome. At $25, a player gets a crit. I guess that just means that you can tell me in the chat who you want to have a free 12 waiting in the wings, because that's the closest thing there is to a crit in Dungeon World. Please let me know. I am Welcome Party RPG is who I'm currently logged in at. So or just yell really loud. I'll probably see it. It's awesome. It's great. But yes, thank you. Anyway, yes, please continue, Gildan. Sorry to interrupt.
To say, well, if they're going to follow us, could we perhaps direct them to interfere with the progress of our competitors? Maybe in a friendly way. Obviously, we don't want to hurt anybody, but run interference for us.
Yes, this is a marvelous idea. I think that the leader will know how to handle this and stay with us as well. So, fancy leader man in your red, wonderful clothing. How
did you know my name was Fancy?
Well, I said I would bring the light of truth.
It's really quite intriguing.
So, we just had a great idea. You come with us in your person and send your minions, your wonderful, brawny men of rough attitude.
And all together they go, "Ruh!" all at the same time.
We are rough men who live rough lives.
to go and interfere with our competition and show them how fantastically rugged life can be when they're not trying to climb the mountain.
Ugh! Yes, men, go. Go forth and, take care of those other ones, I suppose. I don't know where they are, but fancy commands it. One of the smaller women in the back.
Non-lethally.
Thank you. I was going to suggest that. Thank you for saying that.
Two of the bandits kind of turn and look at each other.
I'm
and
not
shrug.
a monster.
One of the smaller bandits in the back, she kind of like pulls out of a bag the MacGuffinite orb which they were issued, and just kind of like looks at Fancy and goes, well, "What you should want to do with this then?" Fancy goes, "Oh, go ahead."
What if we give it to the undead so that next year they can free themselves?
You mean the undead that we
Guild.
know?
Well, there'll probably be other casualties. I mean, I'm just thinking that's got to be a sucky afterlife.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, I also have a decision from who gets the crit. Vise Nice, thank you. Would like to give that to Gildan. So you have a reroll and a crit.
And a crit.
So, you know, if you ever need to do anything, you're all set, buckaroo.
Well, thank you again. Very much appreciated and slightly bizarre. Future donations, please do feel free to pass your requests on to other players. Otherwise, I'm going to start getting embarrassed.
Gildan, when you made the Adam Ant reference, you already critted my heart.
Same.
I mean,
Oh.
to be honest. No, that song stuck in my head. Amazing. So the cadre of rough men, women, and people of indeterminate gender make their way back down the dwarven halls. Their extra orb in tow. Fancy, meanwhile, just sort of doots up behind Big Flick. Once again, dramatically points their rapier and says, "Lead on!"
Happily, Fancy. Come up here. I want to talk to you about things.
And Big Flick throws their arm around Fancy, and they just talk as they're going, gabbling like geese.
Oh yeah, no, Fancy, literally anything under the sun you want to discuss, Fancy is all ears about it, and just wants to know absolutely everything about you, your party, you know, what really brings you out here. Like, I'd like to get to know you as a person. I really feel like we have a lot in common. We've really connected, you and me.
It's so true. This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
You know,
It is.
Gildan, I can't help but think that you've got fodder for a new song.
Yeah.
Or at least a good cover.
He's just walking behind, playing a slightly sarcastic love song on the guitar as sort of like, you know, the theme, Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet type of thing.
Aw.
And as our party makes their way down the hall, the burning brand, we're not the burning brand, I guess, just your general being awesomeness, Big, slowly receding back to more reasonable temperatures. We see our group reach that end of the tunnel.
A more tolerable hotness.
Yeah. That's definitely the theme of this stream so far is a more tolerable hotness.
There's a hashtag waiting to happen.
I don't know what that means, but I've been up for like 20 hours, so we're gonna go with it. What we see at that entrance there is a creature, but not a monster and not a man. There sits, very just plainly and comfortably, a small lynx, and that's where we're gonna go to break. We need to stop and say, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I shouldn't say that, for a second. One, because we're humans, so humans should get up, go pee, eat, drink water, that kind of stuff. Definitely do that. You're my players, I love you, and you should do it. But also, we need to stop for a second to talk about the fact of why we are here. And we're here in support of Raíces Texas. You know, they're this amazing charity group that works here to provide like pro bono legal assistance to immigrants and people coming across the border who don't have any other recourse. And we want to send as much money as we can their way because, you know, like I said earlier, more dice, less ice. if you would like to donate to them, and if you do it, you better give me a super weird fucking number, because I don't want to ever see 0.00 at this stream ever again. If you scroll down, there's a big donate button. You can click on that. It'll take you straight to the Tiltify. You can donate. Donating $5 or more gets you a PDF from. I don't have my notes open. It gets you a cool PDF. I'm sorry. It's the ticker down there explains that bit. But also, there are additional donation incentives to do things like give Gildan rerolls, because they're only for him, apparently. But yeah, go through the Tiltify. Definitely don't subscribe. Don't give us bits. That sends stuff to the channel. We don't want that. But also, because we're going into a break and because we're trying to do these at very, very regular intervals, we are doing giveaways. Let's do another giveaway because it's break time. I need to actually. So here's the thing. I'm also running the giveaways right now and producing the stream and running this game. So excuse me a moment while I click on a bunch of things to set up the next giveaway. Yeah, there we go. And our command is going to be, here we go. Yeah, we'll do that in a second. Okay, so what am I about to give away here? Well, that's something that I keep on a spreadsheet that is open in another window. Here we go. All right. Sorry about this, folks. Okay. Oh, gosh, right. We're giving away 3 super awesome things for this break. So first, a $20 gift certificate from Modifius over on their online store. Modifius, if you don't know, they make Star Trek Adventures, an extremely cool Star Trek role-playing game that we will be playing later tonight, or not tonight, later today? Later today/tonight. At some point later on the stream, we've got a special guest coming in, one Joe Sondow. I'm also going to be in that game. I'm going to be a captain of a starship. It's awesome. The second thing we're giving away is a cool necklace by our very own Bohemian Goth. I can't show you what it looks like, unfortunately, because I'm in Texas. I'm not where Bohemian Goth is. But I have been assured that it's very nice because that's what it says here in the prize support documentation. So yay. And finally, very near and dear to my heart, the third thing we're about to give away is a hardcover copy of Dream Askew. Now, it's not this copy. This is my copy. You can't have this one, but you can get your own if you enter our contest here, which I am about to put into the chat, which I should have been doing while I was talking, but now I'm filling for time. Don't mind me while I put some settings in. There we go. All right. Boom. The giveaway is open. Put exclamation point fancy into the chat. Get yourself entered into this giveaway, and then we'll be picking some winners here after the break. So don't go away, folks. We are only halfway through this game. We are only we have still 34 hours left to go in the whole stream. We've raised $604.38. Thank you for holding it down. I love ya. Mwah.
Awesome.
Immigration has become the defining challenge of our generation. Communities are under attack because our U.S. policies are pushing people into the shadows. How we respond to this challenge will determine how we are remembered and who we are. That is why Raíces exists.
Raíces is a nonprofit organization that offers legal services to the immigrant community.
The vast majority of our clients have 0 resources, and we try to help them pro bono.
We work with people who no one else will work with. We work with people who are in detention, women, children. We work with people who've been detained at the border.
We work with families who are intact. We work with families who've been separated. We work with people whose families have rejected them because they might be transgender. We work with people who come from war zones whose families have all been killed. We try and take every case, and when we do, we see it through until the end.
I look at our clients and I see my own family. I am the product of an immigrant family's journey.
Many of us that work for this organization are immigrants ourselves.
I'm a former refugee from Iraq. I came in 2010. My clients have the same story as mine.
My grandpa was an immigrant from Cuba, and really when I look at my clients, I think of him and I think of the rest of my family.
As someone who came to this country undocumented, I feel privileged and honored that I'm able to do this.
We believe that the Constitution extends to all people in the United States, including immigrants.
We believe that everyone has a right to due process.
We believe that no person is illegal.
We believe that refugees are supposed to be in the United States.
I mean, we believe that families should remain intact, and there's no reason to separate them at the border as punishment.
We're committed to people. We're not committed to parties. We're committed to the people.
We believe that we're all human beings and we deserve to be treated well.
Raíces was founded in 1986 and born from the sanctuary movement, which itself was a response to immigration policies in the early 80s that really made it impossible for Central American refugees to seek protection here in the United States.
It was a two-person office to begin with. We didn't have air conditioning or heat. We were distributing food, clothing, had medical care. We weren't doing visa work until probably around 2000.
When I started at Raíces almost 20 years ago, we were only 3 people, okay? 1 attorney, another legal assistant, and myself.
We've been here for a long time, and yes, we've met each crisis as it's come.
We just need to keep growing and growing because there is a lot of people out there that needs our help.
We have a family detention program. We prepare people for their credible fear interviews.
We're in the detention centers every day, talking to our clients, hearing their stories.
We have a children's program. We provide legal presentations for the children's rights.
Children need representation while they're still in detention. Otherwise, they would go to court alone.
We have community immigration services, which can range from renewing an application for DACA to applying for citizenship to applying for a visa on behalf of a crime victim.
We have a refugee resettlement program.
We help them to adjust into this country. We help them with housing and food and medical.
But also when they move to other cities in this country and need continuing services.
It's really about creating those partnerships with the community to make sure that our new community members feel welcome and safe and protected.
Last year I was almost deported, and Raíces came in, and without knowing anything about me, they helped me, and I don't think I would be there if Raíces hadn't helped.
I hope that one day our clients can be able to walk out on the street without a fear in their hearts. I want to be able to have a country where we can welcome asylum-seeking families in a system that isn't designed for them to fail.
They're a grassroots kind of organization that helps the community at the most basic level. They went out of their way to help me, and because of them, I'm able to keep going to school. I'm able to keep the life that my dad brought me here to build.
When you work at Raíces, you actually get to witness our nation being born anew. Every time we work with a client, you're literally watching the beginning moments of one of those stories that we hear about. We talk about our forefathers. We actually work with people who will be the mothers and fathers of the future generation of Americans.
The most patriotic people that I've ever met are new immigrants. The most ambitious people, the most qualified people. These are the best people that their countries are sending. Why would you want to close the door on that?
We've been doing this work for more than 30 years. We were here before. We're here now, and we're not going anywhere.
animation, one of these days I got to figure out how long that animation is so that I know when to say, good morning, folks. Hello, and welcome back. We are back from our break. And I even remembered to unmute everything this time so you can actually hear me speak, which I know you're all looking forward to.
What was that? I'm just kidding. Sorry. It was a joke in poor taste.
It was, and you need to shut your trap because I have to do giveaways. So let's get some giveaways going on. A bunch of people entered. I need to click on some stuff and find out who's getting what. I also need to have, I say this every time, Fox, there's a spreadsheet for this. Go to the spreadsheet. And she has it open this time. So starting first of all with the $20. Let me try this again. The $20 gift certificate from the Modifius store. That is going to be going to, let's pick a winner. Nerdy Teddy Bear, congratulations. We will be sending you a code here shortly after I write your username down. If you're in the chat, and Nerdy, I know you are, make some noise so I can find you and send you things. Thank you so much. Our second item up on the night, a very, very cool necklace from our own Bohemian Goth, is going to Vi's Knies. I hope that's how you pronounce that. If it's V's knees, I'm gonna feel like an idiot. But congratulations. Vice. Okay, that. Yes. Thank you, Book Zombie. Oh, snap indeed. You won a thing. I'm going to make a note of that and then get in contact with you just as soon as I can. Again, forgive me. I am also running the game. And they're making me talk to do it. Finally, the last thing, this extremely cool game called Dream Askew / Dream Apart by Avery Alder, in hardcover. This is the actual thing we're gonna send. Is going to Simply Emily 27. Congratulations. Again, make some noise in the chat so I can find you and ask you for information that we need to figure out how to send you this thing because we're not psychic, not yet. Sorry, a moment while I make some notes of who won this. There we go. Awesome. You are all very amazing, incredible people. Thank you so much for continuing to stick with us right now. Thank you especially to the people who donated over the break. We got $1.72 from Michi. Michi, did you even my... Okay, no, we don't have even numbers, but... I see what you're trying to do there, boy. Don't mess with me. We got a $20. We got a $20 donation from Anonymous. Thank you, whoever you are, mystery Batman person who keeps coming and giving us money. I love you, Anonymous. You're fantastic. And finally, $25.37 from someone named Book Zombie. Who could that be? Who indeed? Book Zombie. That is more than $25. Who would you like to give a crit to?
Given that they haven't had a great deal of luck so far, I'm going to give that crit to Jawbury. So hopefully his technique will work at some point.
I'm gonna save that because I really want to pull this defend and move off sometime. Like I'm really, it's the one thing I haven't done with them yet.
Okay, so
that was my thinking. So.
Well, you are a gentleman and a scholar.
Thank you so much.
Especially because you just donated more than like $25 to Raíces, Texas, which is who we're here to support. Go down there, click that Tilify link, go into the chat. That way, yeah, go into the chat and give them money. Brain no work good. Okay, back to adventure time. I'm very tired, folks. But I'm trying to hold it down. So when we last left our heroes, they were walking.
Always looking forward to your DM saying, "My brain doesn't work.
My brain doesn't work." Listen, everything was kicking along just fine. I had this whole cool encounter with some bandits, and then someone came along and was like, "Nah, those bandits are mine now." So like, I just had my toys taken away, so it's time to bring out some new toys. As our heroes walk down this hallway. And get to the end of it, and they've got their light coming through. Once again, they see, illuminated by the light coming in, a small lynx sitting, posed very neatly at the exit to the cave. And as you approach this creature, you hear in your ears out loud, echoing off the walls of the cave, but also in your brain directly, the following. Those who wish to pass must answer the riddle of the lynx. The riddle of the lynx is as follows. Who is a pretty kitty?
I immediately pose.
What do you do?
I pose in the most extra way possible. I'm thinking JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, if you know it. I'm shining, I'm glittering, I'm purpling, I'm making meowing sounds, and I'm saying, me! I am!
Dandy Highwayman, thank you for your donation. It was an odd number, and that is why you're a goddamn rock star. Thank you so much. There is a pause. A silence falls upon the cavern.
If there's a link, there's 4 paws.
There are 4 pauses. They're very long. And the voice returns. Incorrect!
Oh, darn.
And the lynx dives at your face, Jabri. What do you do?
I give it a big hug and pet it, and I say, you're a pretty kitty. I know you're a pretty kitty. I know it's you. It was always you. Yes, I'm assuming it's mauling me, but, you know, I'm doing that anyway.
Uh-huh. I need to roll a die. A moment, please.
And yes, my real life cat heard that there was a cat being referenced, and so he came to say hello. So
he's gorgeous.
This is my old man kitty cat.
Kitty, kitty.
He's almost 14, and he's jealous that I wasn't petting him, so now he's here.
That's fair. If I was a cat, I'd want to be petted all the time. Are you kidding me? Anyway.
Oh, exactly.
Yes. Our 17-year-old is on the back of the sofa, just to the side of me.
So, good news, Jabri. You only take 2 damage. Normally such things would be negated by your armor. It's little kitty lynx claws, it's little kitty lynx teeth. They scrape and they scratch and they glint off of your armor. The problem is that this thing is unleashing a psychic attack. So you still take those 2 damage as your brain gets racked by incorrect. No matter what you say.
Oh, it hurts so much, little kitty. Oh, you're biting my brain, but you're so pretty.
The rest of the team, a lynx is mauling Jabri. What do you do?
I've got a camera.
Have you got a camera? Yes. You thought ahead of time to bring a small photographic device. It's probably elven in nature.
I've got to have a picture of this.
Big freaking yeah. You know, actually, Gildan, hang on a second. Give me a defy danger. What do you think? Is that wisdom or intelligence? What is photography like book smarts, or is it about gut instinct, do you figure?
Charisma is spelled like the word camera.
I like it. Give me a defy danger charisma. I want to know how good this picture comes out.
Right. That is an 8 plus 1 for charisma, so 9. I think that's right. Oh, no, I'm looking at Lynn. Sorry. What happened to mine?
Oh, no.
Hold on. Let's try that again.
Oh, no. My silly joke has become a problem.
Isn't rolling. Okay, let me just do a... It's a 2D.
Yes,
2D6,
just 2d6 plus your charisma.
Yeah.
Your cha, if you will. Chamara skill. 8. Okay, so that's a partial success. Okay, you know, like you managed to. Oh, hang on. We have another quick donation. Again, Shadlin, $7.49. No even numbers, folks. Don't let them happen. Never let there be zeros at the end of this number. Thank you so much. We're now at $662 and a glorious 49 cents. That's amazing.
I'm gonna take my reroll.
Go for it. Absolutely.
Oh, that was worse.
Okay. So the thing is,
effectively exactly the same.
Okay,
you have a crit, right?
Yeah, I know. I might not. Okay. Okay. Call out to the to the watchers. Anybody want to immediately say use your crit for taking the photograph? Got 5.
I mean, that's where I am. But keep in mind, I am hugging the kitty that is mauling me. So you might not want to take my advice.
Hugging is very loose. It's a very loose term.
In fact, Michi has said take the photograph. Okay, I'm going to use my crit to take the photograph of Jawbury being mauled by a lynx. Because that's the way we roll around here.
So three things happened. One, Michi, how dare. Michi, we're going to talk about this later. Two, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry. This was just a dumb joke roll. And three, this picture is incredible. Oh my god. It is. You catch them, just like the light's coming in just right. The shadows are like so dramatic. It's cutting this really nice like silhouette. Like the color of like the flash hitting the rock wall behind them just contrasts so amazingly well. You've got your rule of thirds going on. They're framed up perfectly. Like this is it goes in the museum kind of stuff. People will be talking about this. 100 years from now, well after our adventure, someone is sitting in the Centralia Central Archives looking at this photograph. And like it's an old woman like pointing at it, like talking to her granddaughter, just going, and you see this is why I became a photographer.
Jaubrey doesn't know it yet, but even though this is already a happy moment for them, because, you know, playing with a cat, but this is probably the zenith of their life.
Capjack, thank you so much again for, it was like $4 and something. It was really, really weird. Oh, and that total updates is probably going to be an amazing number, isn't it? I really hope. Oh, no, 670. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, it's because we got another one. Beelzebubba, thank you for the $3.51. I suspect somebody was angling for a 666 there, which would have been rock and roll, but sadly we blew past it. Except I'm not sad, because that is more money for Oasis, Texas. Thank you so much for holding it down in the chat and continuing to donate weird amounts of money. I love it. It gives me life energy. Where was I? Awesome pictures got taken, right?
Can I just say that I hope whoever it was that donated the $25 for me to have a critical role feels that was money well spent. If not, I'm really sorry.
Well,
To Hocus, thank you for your $10 donation. That was amazing and awesome of you. Mets Girl, thank you for your $4.17. Apparently, a lot of people had the same idea at the same time and reached for all of their credit cards in a staggered manner. Thank you so much, Mets Girl, as well. Y'all are amazing. Everybody tried, and when we all work together, we all make a mess of things. So
that's what role playing's all about.
I want that on a t-shirt as well.
Thank you. We're now at $684.34. Thank you for continuing to make a mess of that bar. We're 13.69% of the way to our goal. Nice. I have to resume narration at some point though. So, Big Flick, Ellie, one of your friends is being mauled by a large cat. Your other friend thinks this is such a great photo op that they took a picture of it. What do you do?
Can Ellie try to, I don't know, be charming or something and like interfere with it, like, oh no, you're a pretty kitty, and like just intervene and like get the cat off and try to sweet talk the cat or something.
Absolutely. Give me a defy danger charisma.
Defy danger charisma. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. Charisma. Okay. Oh, that did not go well.
So that's a 5.
I think I'm going to be regretting this life choice.
So here's the thing, Jaubrey.
I'm sorry, Jaubrey.
I'm happy.
Ellie,
you don't understand. Over. Getting mauled is what cat ownership is all about.
I know.
Ellie comes over, makes a sterling case that, in fact, the lynx is indeed a pretty kitty. Truly the answer this poor creature was looking for in the first place before this all went so terribly awry.
I don't understand how this happened, also. It's completely baffling.
The lynx, fur, claw, and spit suddenly falls silent, ceases, latched into your armor. It looks over at Ellie, arches a little tiny kitty eyebrow, and says, "I'm bored with this now," and rakes its back legs down your armor.
Aww.
I'm afraid your armor is not quite as potent as it once was. The damage of it rips away several of the plates, and you have lost a point of armor on your scale mail.
Oh, I probably should have been acting like defensively. All right, I'm actually. When I get a chance, there's something I want to do. Then I have to deal with that.
Thoroughly satisfied that it has been both told it is a pretty kitty and wreaked its terrible vengeance on someone who would dare suggest otherwise, the lynx drops to the floor and quietly moves out of the cave.
Oh, can I respond before it goes, or is that too?
It's out of here. This cat it's not interested.
I really wanted to grab it by the scruff.
That wasn't happening. Him's a pretty kitty. Right. So before you leave this cave,
that did not go as expected.
Cats.
That cat ruined my armor. And I was playing with it. It was playing so nicely.
I don't know if it was playing with you so much as trying to rip your face off.
What's the difference?
Well, playing doesn't usually result in, severe bodily harm.
Do I look severely harmed? I'm a little harmed, yeah. I mean, I'm bleeding out the nose a little bit from the psychic attack, but I mean, severe is really,
Ellie's just trying to make Joffrey feel a little bit better and
But yeah, I was hoping it would be our friend, like the dandy highwayman.
Oh, well, maybe we'll make the links.
That's a good point. I am too scared to mention him.
You know what he spends his cash on?
Looking flash and grabbing your attention.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love that song. All right.
I was a teenager when that came out. So I now have a cat on my lap.
Yeah.
Very happily.
Sorry, I was letting you talk amongst yourself. Oh, Nerdy Teddy, thank you for donating $2.06. Weird amounts. Yes, people. 68640 is what our current total is, and it just keeps going up because you just keep being awesome. Love it. Apologies, I was having you talk amongst yourselves while I tried to take care of some prize support stuff.
No worries.
So, the cave. That's where we were. Oh my god, I've got so many windows open. But we're not in a cave anymore because you know what? Caves are for past us. Future us moves out of the cave. And once outside, you begin to find yourself missing the warmth you once had. Now, well up the mountain, it's beginning to get a bit colder up here as the winds pick up and the temperature descends and the air grows a bit thinner. Winding your way up the craggy mountain path, you come to not another forest, but more of like a small grove of pine trees. And as you approach it, there's sort of a soft like noise as you slowly make your way up and into a small clearing. And there's a gentle sound of song on the wind. And you see first the large, fluffy, woolly bodies of the hugbears from the base of the mountain gently snoring as they all lay in a small clump near a tree stump, upon which a very small, round, pink creature just seems to be emitting a very lovely little song. Do, 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 do.
I hurl myself forward, but then immediately stop myself because then I'm like, wait, consent. Don't hug first. Ask first.
There are sleeping hugbears and a small singing round pink creature. What do you do?
I have learned my lesson. I'm not going to hug them until they are awake and I've talked to them. I know.
I'm thinking earplugs.
Yeah. Does this little pink creature at all look familiar? Have you ever seen anything like it before?
It's the sort of monster that might be small enough to fit inside your pocket, but beyond that, it's just a small, round little pink guy.
It reminds me of something larger that in the Cleft Mountains was fabled for luring travelers to sleep.
Has like big blue eyes and just kind of like a dopey grin on its face. little tiny wobbly limbs. Just singing to itself.
Yeah, I think we need to either put something in our ears so we don't hear that or move around it.
What if instead we subdued it and made friends with it? I'm just putting that out there.
Well,
I feel like that might be the best idea that ever was.
As long as you don't let it sing at you first, because I have a feeling it'll knock us out like it did them.
Oh, that's
Can
a
I
good
play
point.
a counter melody.
Ooh,
counter melody. Ooh, I like that a lot. Is that something that's covered by your what's that bardic the arcane art? Is that something? Let's see. Arguably, their mind is shaken clear of one enchantment, but I'm sort of looking through your moves to see if there's anything special there beyond. I feel like that falls under the purview of your arcane art, though, because that's kind of.
It makes sense.
Yep. Okay. So that's plus charisma, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Should be. Okay. Press the button. Oh, it worked that time.
That's an 11.
Nice.
Way.
When you weave a performance into a basic spell, choose an ally and an effect below. Well, in this case, we're fudging it a little bit. Yeah, okay, so I presume your guitar is involved. But beyond that, please describe to me what your counter melody is to this small, enchanting creature.
Oh, excuse me, I've just got a cat jumping off me lap. Oh, look at this amount of cat hair has just been left behind as well, honestly.
That's how you know they love. That's how you know they love.
They left a piece of themselves with you.
Well, you chose to get down. It's no good looking at me like that, Stitch. Okay, that was thinking time, if you haven't gathered.
Oh no, it's good. It's giving me time to do more prize support stuff. So like aces, keep stretch, please.
Okay, so it's playing something that kind of is a counterpoint to the melody. Having guessed that it's probably the melody that's keeping them asleep. That's something that's sort of in opposition to it, like the same melody but slightly out of time and in a minor key. Kind of idea.
So this is like your happy sad songs from the Gregory Brothers.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't know that one.
That's all right.
I know exactly what you're talking about, though. Yes.
They do sad versions of happy songs and vice versa. That's it.
Ah,
they do other
very
stuff
good.
too, but yeah.
So it's basically trying to do something that is in opposition to the tune that's being whistled, sung, or whatever by the creature to disrupt it.
Absolutely. And as you pick and strum, the creature just sort of continues to sort of lazily sing back and forth, but it doesn't like match you or get louder. It just seems a little too. It's like you've got this opposite resonance to it, and your incredible bard song like drifts onto the air and echoes off of the trees and slightly bounces off of the hugbears because they're there, and that's how sound waves work. And the two like collide in this sort of like weird magical haze and reach a sort of stasis where even though you're playing and singing, and even though the creature is swaying and singing, neither of you can be heard anymore.
We should wake up the hugbears and help them get out of here quietly. What do you think? Are you on board with that? Rescue the hugbears?
I think their lives are not in danger.
I mean, they're unconscious in the middle of a forest. They could be attacked by anything. I mean, we could kill them right now. Watch. I mean, no, wait, don't watch. I'm not going to do I'm just.
Let's see. I'm looking over some of my options here. Can I'm kind of curious as to the intentions of this little thing. Like, is it evil? Is it just like, is it just doing this because it's just singing a song? Like, what are its intentions? So I'm thinking about detect alignment on this little thing.
So there is a move sort of for that. There is discern realities. When you closely study a situation. Oh, one moment. Shubarno, who just donated $4.29. Thank you so much. I can't help but notice that our total is currently $690.69.
Nice.
Good going,
Nice.
Shubarno.
I love all of you. You're all nice people, and you do nice things.
But not ice things, because that's exactly what we're trying.
No ice, only nice. No ice, only nice. Abolish ice. What? not like cubes of them. The nasty people with the clubs, they're awful. Anyway, discern realities is a move that's in this game. When you closely study a situation or person, roll plus wisdom. And then depending on how you roll, you get to ask some questions.
Okay.
It's on the second page of that document that I sent you guys. It's like, here's all the basic moves.
Does my -1 that I incurred for my spellcasting affect this?
No, because you're not casting a spell. What you're doing is observing the situation and trying to learn something from it. So, like, I'll have you tell me, like, how you, like, observe. But other than that, no, this is just I'm trying to gauge what's going on here.
Okay, just wanted to take a look. Discern realities.
Okay, that is an 11. Hot diggity. All right, so on a 10+, ask the GM 3 questions from the list below. So quick question, do you happen to have that list in front of you? Because if not, I can read them.
Yeah. Okay.
So while you are choosing that, for the benefit of the audience, I should just say, so the questions that you can potentially ask on this move are, what happened here recently? What is about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What here is useful or vulnerable to me? Who's really in control here? And what here is not what it appears to be? So since you rolled a 10 or better, you get to pick 3 of those to ask me now regarding this little Jigglypuff.
I
mean, pink creature.
Oh my gosh. I thought it was a Clefairy. I totally messed up.
Okay.
I was making a Clefable joke and it totally didn't work.
It's okay. It's okay.
I think what here is not what it appears to be.
What here is not what it appears to be.
I'm more awesome than I appear to be.
You notice that, so for being such a big, fluffy, comfy people, you really notice that, like, those Hugbears sure are carrying awfully sharp, well-maintained weaponry. Their hands seem awfully, or their paws, I suppose I should say, which you can see of them because they're kind of tucked in. They're strangely well calloused, and, you know, they seem very at ease here. Admittedly, they're asleep, but, yeah. These Hugbears sure seem dangerous for Hugbears.
Okay. What is about to happen? Like, she's wondering, like, if we do nothing and we move on, what's about to happen?
The small creature seems just very intent on continuing to sing.
Okay.
It's just swaying so much and is really feeling its rhythm.
Really feeling its rhythm.
Is it?
Yes?
I've got one more, folks. What do you think?
Oh, let me look. What about what should I be on the lookout for? Or what here is useful or valuable to me?
Yeah, see, I'm torn between those two. So
I'm on the useful, valuable one. That's my thought, because who knows, we might get something useful or valuable.
Right? That seems like a good idea.
Okay. All right, I'll go with that one. What here is useful or valuable to me?
You found a small pink creature that can put things to sleep. That's pretty amazing.
It is amazing.
It strikes you as something you've never seen before.
So we have to catch it, but not kill it. So if we do enough damage, but don't kill it, and then we need some sort of ball-like structure to throw at it. Wait! We have a ball-like structure we can throw at it. Someone give me the MacGuffin ball.
I would like to interfere.
I'm just talking. There's nothing to. You can just say. You don't have to. There's no stopping you roll. You just talk.
I want Fancy and Big Flick to join hands and go behind all of their friends and start a group hug that gets them walking away from this whole situation. Come now, friends. The bears sleep. The little pink thing does sing happily. We are not needed here. This is a race. We must reach the top of the mountain.
That's a good point. Hey, why don't we take their weapons, though?
We have what we need. Let's go.
You're right. You're very right. I agree.
I think if we get too close, we might also fall asleep.
This is also true.
I think maybe we just move on.
And we're skirting the clearing, as Gildan sings songs. We're good. Let's go.
And be grateful that our opponents are now detained by sleep. You know, we know that we'll move ahead of them in the race because they're taking a nap.
And your discern realities means they're safe. So they're safe and it's all good.
Right.
It's totally good.
I don't recall that being a question that was asked, but sure, you can interpret it that way.
I mean,
there was no they're about to get hurt or killed, so.
I mean, I don't know if that little thing is evil or not. I can take a look. I can try to sense that if you want.
We're on our way. Let's go. Hurry up.
Big Flick and Fancy have already begun moving up the mountain.
I'm following them.
Okay, if we run into this on the way down and it's evil, I will deal with it.
Cool. That's a good plan. It doesn't take much to get me to agree to a plan.
Sometimes that's why I love you, Jubry.
Well, your plans are good.
Thank you. Thank you. And scurries to catch up.
Y'all are an incredible batch of players, and I love you very much. So, you as we move away from this scene of past the trees, past the small, like as Gildan, who I presume, poor Gildan, you've been playing this whole time just to keep things neutral. It's like, guys, can we step this up, maybe? I can't play forever. But you can.
Hey, I'm a professional. I can keep going as long as you need me to.
What to say?
It's like Grimace.
So under suppressed strain, poor Gildan brings up the rear of our little party, strumming on his guitar, very lovely, as the small creature sways and sings, and eventually, as the two magical fields disengage from one another and pull away, we hear the very faint, light sounds of a high-pitched singing and the unbelievably cute snoring of 4 probably doomed hugbears.
No!
They're fine! Guys, didn't you listen to Big Flick? They'll be fine. They're not doomed.
I know what I'm talking about. I have been to hell. I know what being doomed is like.
Exactly!
Big Flick, Fancy turns to you and goes, have you really been to hell?
Numerous times, let me tell you. That was 7 layers of deep shit I got out of pretty fast.
So is there a highway to hell? When you escaped, did you ride on an actual bat or a motorcycle, or did you like a bat out of hell?
Like I said, multiple times. I have done all of these things. Some of them are better. I prefer bats over motorcycles.
What about
I'd
a bat
rather not
motorcycle?
talk about why.
Living for this voice, it's so good.
I'm sorry, but Gildan sort of looks at you and said, I'm sorry, but Bat Out of Hell has a piano introduction, not a guitar introduction. There's nothing I can do with that.
That's okay. Perhaps we could get on a crazy train instead.
Ooh, I like it. What's a train?
I don't know, but it's off the rails!
Fancy interjects. No, trains actually go on the rails. That's what makes them trains. Otherwise, they would be automobiles.
Where we're going, we don't need trains.
Well, yes, Jobby, we're going up the mountain.
Exactly.
Actually, just a quick check. Ellie, are you still holding the MacGuffinite orb? Has that shifted possession at all?
I still have it, I guess. Yeah.
I've asked for it for multiple bad ideas.
Just wanted to keep track of where that thing was floating around. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping when we get to the top, you will give it to me so I can dunk it, though.
Okay. I can be convinced of that because that'll be entertaining.
Speaking of the top of the mountain, you begin to hear a trundly noise. And it begins to pick up in intensity and volume as you approach the tree line into what is becoming just like an open snow field almost. And as you break past the trees, you see the snow-covered ground before you appears to be undulating almost, or moving. Is it a wall? You're not sure. It's a formless shape. It's very white. Oh god, it's an awful lot of sheep. There is a stampede. A massive stampede of sheep flying at you.
Whoa.
There's only one thing to do. Hunch over, curl myself into my halfling power ball, and power my way through the sheep!
Which is awesome for Jobry. Hey, Big Flick, Ellie, and Gildan, the fuck are you doing about these sheep?
Do the same thing. I'm demonstrating how.
Away. Yeah, run away.
I am taking a quick look at. I'm trying to refresh my memory of what spells
Absolutely.
I have. Let's see, because I don't remember if I have a certain thing to my avail or not.
That'll give you more time to do more prize support stuff, so that's perfect.
Yeah. Let's see.
Fancy and Big Flick are talking about numerous types of wool, how cashmere can drape across the body,
Very
making
lovely.
wonderful sweaters.
Oh, yes, I do love sweaters.
Yes, especially turtlenecks. They're so good for your throat. It's like a nice hug.
It is, but I do enjoy so very much just showing off such my magnificent chest. It's really quite terrifying.
Oh yes. If only they could make invisible wool.
Yeah, I don't have what I thought I had, or I misinterpreted what I have. So I think I may have to hide behind somebody who is more sturdy than me.
How wide is this?
Yeah.
How wide is it? Okay, fair point. Too wide.
Too wide.
Entirely
Okay.
too wide. No, it's these sheep go on off to your left. There's the snow continues for a bit, and then there's a cliff down that side of the mountain because you were kind of curving up the side of the mountain there, and that's about where the mountain side is before you start sliding down. Down there somewhere is probably that dwarven door. To the right, however, it goes kind of the other direction where the cliff face is starting to go back up again. So there's no sheep there, but that's because there's a wall. So it's a wide path. This isn't like a very narrow kind of thing because there's trees and stuff going along in here. We'll call it 50, 60 feet wide because apparently that's a number that's in my head right now. But beyond that, it's like wall drop.
Okay.
Friends,
Sheep.
I have
Just
a plan.
Just a
Okay.
quick question because I want to make sure I have the mental image correct.
Sure.
If one were to, let's say, successfully divert this oncoming, barrage of sheep, there's enough room for them to divert around us.
Oh no.
I'm just no, none at all.
There's far too many sheep.
Okay, so yeah, okay, yeah. Then I won't do what I'm thinking because that would go against her alignment.
The sheep to human ratio.
Can we crowd surf over the top of them?
Pardon?
Can we crowd surf over the top of them?
Gildan, I love the way you think.
I'm crowd surfing through them.
I absolutely adore it. What does that look like, Gildan? What are you attempting to do?
I'm attempting to sort of jump over them and so that I land on top of them because a sheep, they're not that big.
No.
And then just sort of crawl my way over the top of them to reach kind of the end of the...
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Jobber, you're trying to linebacker your way through these things. Gildan, you are looking to crowd surf these sheep. Big Flick and Ellie, what are you doing?
Ellie has expressed a desire to hide behind someone. And
yeah, like if somebody's plowing through, I'll probably hide. Like, she is not strong. That is not, and she's, like she's protected by the divine, but she's not wearing armor. So she'd probably let somebody stronger go in front of her and, let them lead the way.
I'm not big, and when I said hockey puck, I was very meant that I'm ricocheting off of sheep. I'm bouncing between them.
How tall are you, Jobber? Just to give us an idea.
I want to say 3.5 feet.
How tall are you, Ellie? Just to give us an idea.
She's probably like 5'6".
It's a bit of a differential.
So
yeah.
I might not be a good person to hide behind in this situation.
However, Big Flick is rather large and globularly shaped. They can be hid behind very well, especially with their extremely tall top hat. And not only that, but they have the power to firebend. And the flames from their burning brand, there's this wonderful fire spoon. They decide to bend a flame to their will, Zuko style.
Don't hurt the sheep!
I am hurting the sheep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good plan.
I thought about doing cause fear, but like Ellie wouldn't want to like cause them all to like go over the cliffside. So
okay.
Now,
I would like to paint a scene before I start asking for dice rolls. To see how this wonderful nightmare machine you have constructed works its dark business all over the mountainside.
Oh my God.
To be clear, Jobbery, you are muscling up and tightening down to bounce through these sheeps like some kind of terrifying pinball as best you can.
Pinball / bowling ball / the ball from Indiana Jones, but like halfling size.
Okay, so what we're going to be having you don't roll just yet because I want to see all this nonsense go down at once. That sounds to me like a defy danger constitution.
I was going for powering through strength was what I was aiming for.
Fuck it, strength then. Gildan.
Hello.
Your absolutely mad idea is the most sensible, perhaps, of them to travel across. It makes so much sense to Fancy that they follow you.
Woohoo!
Yes. Fancy.
I feel like yours is going to be a defy danger dexterity.
Yep, that sounds
feels fair to me. Big Flick, you're just gonna burn the shit out of these sheep?
I am going to try and make fire divert the sheep off the cliff.
You're trying to scare the sheep off the cliff with fire. Okay. Oh, that's very different. That's a different thing. Ooh.
While
I was planning to use Zuko style.
Right. Okay. So you'll be rolling Zuko style. So you'll be rolling plus wisdom there. And Ellie, your plan was to hide behind Big Flick and hope for the best here?
Like just trailing behind, like.
Do you think you could, like, cower behind me saying, please, 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 please save me, save me, save me, to aid my efforts?
I can try to aid, I guess. I can try to aid. Feeling a little guilty about hurting any sheep, but.
You don't know anything about it.
Right, exactly. Because as far as Ellie knows, you're just going to power through physically. She doesn't know what your intentions are. So yes, Ellie is going to be saying, yes, I will aid you in moving through this crowd of sheep.
Big Flick just looks back and says, "You trust me, right?"
Okay. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. I trust you, you know?
All right. Then let's take this in backwards order. Ellie, I would love to get an aid roll from you for Big Flick. So just roll 2d6 plus 1 for your 1 bond with Big Flick.
Okay, let's see. You want me to just roll it manually or just
whatever's easiest for you, honestly.
Okay. Let's see. 2d6 plus 1. That is a 10.
10. Hot diggity. Big Flick, you get a +1, and Ellie, you are not exposed to any nonsense or danger from this. So yes, you tuck in behind, and Big Flick, as you hear your friend pleading with you to save their friggin' life, bend that flame to your will and get a 10 when you do it. Hot damn. It does as you command, taking the shape and movement you desire for as long as it has fuel on which to burn. So what are you burning exactly? Is it the sheep?
I have my flaming spoon, which grows gargantuan and moves like a fiery snake with a rounded, scoopy end.
Well, what I will say is that that's your burning brand. That is itself a fire thing, but Zuko style puts flame onto something, which you then manipulate. So your flame needs that fuel. So what's it hit?
So the burning brand goes around like a snake and sets a line of grass before them on fire.
Okay.
The flames rise high, burning and flaming and burning. And then the sheep see that the only way they can go to not be burned in the flames is off the side of the cliff.
Awesome. So, Gildan.
Yes?
Fire licks at your heels as you heroically dive into these sheep and, oh God, roll well. Give me that defy danger dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 7.
It's a 7.
A 7 is a success, but at cost.
Oh no.
Damn it, I should have kept that critical, shouldn't I?
You know?
It was worth it.
Yeah.
I mean,
best picture ever.
So here's the thing. You're very deft. Actually, I don't ever know if I remember if I got a species out of you, Gildan. What are you?
Human.
Human. You're a very deft human. You're very spry. Bards are known for their eloquence and grace and beauty, and it is an eloquent, graceful, beautiful dive you make into these sheep. These sheep that are covered in wool. These sheep that are covered in flammable wool. And you make it across them. You're hopping from sheep. You're just like doof doof doof. Yeah, I'm going through it like I'm sheep parkouring. I'm tumbling. I'm rolling. I'm occasionally like doing this weird snake thing, but it works. And you get over and you get past the sheep, and everything seems to be okay on the other side. We're gonna get back to you, Jabri. I'm gonna need that defy danger strength.
All right, and I'm saying that I'm also trying to use my small size to my advantage. Is that okay?
Sure.
Then I get a +1 on that. So
I don't think you can fail at that point.
Let's see.
This is 2d6 and 7s are good.
Hold on. I hit a button and now I need to yep. There we go.
11.
Nice.
Meanwhile.
All right.
So Jabri tucks up in and does what Jabri do, just careening from sheep to sheep to sheep to sheep to sheep, plowing their way up this whole, like, Gildan, meanwhile, up here, bopping along, no problem. Gildan, you probably step on Jabri at some point without even realizing it.
It would be really awesome if when I land, I'm cuddling a small baby sheep. Can I do and then I just kind of let it go.
There is an unfortunate implication there, as several baby sheep go off of a cliff and a few are on fire, but sure.
Oh, no.
I saved this one.
You did save one. You did save one. The flames do their terrible work. The oncoming river of sheep veer off the right, off the cliff.
That sounds like haunt Ellie's dreams for a long time.
I guess I have to adopt this sheep now. I will call you son or daughter. I don't know. It's up to you.
How did Fancy do, by the way?
Oh, Fancy was ahead of you. Fancy like saw what you were doing and was like, oh, I can overtake you. Boop, 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 boop. It was like much of the same way the Hugbears walked simply across water. Fancy simply walked across these sheep as though they were no big deal.
Okay.
But you get past to the end of them. And Gildan, you're feeling very, very, very sure of yourself. You're also feeling a bit warm. You're feeling a bit lighter, too. Gildan, your guitar is on fire. No! It is not a little on fire. It is aflame.
Is it a flame with the spirit of rock and roll?
No, fire. It's a flame with fire.
That's like the same thing.
As your guitar gently weeps,
Oh.
you begin to hear cackling. A small woman in a black robe with scraggly gray hair and a very long nose sits up the hill. I'm a sheep witch.
I clutch Sheepton close to me and kind of hold them away from the sheep witch. I'll protect you.
Sonic, by the way, on the chat has suggested that under the circumstances, your pet sheep should be called Hendrix.
Okay, Sheepton, your new name is Hendrix until you choose to change it.
Wow.
I created the sheep. And she begins to wave her hands around in the air. As she does, magical trails begin to leave off of her hands. What do you do?
Oh, goodness.
Also, Gildan, your guitar is still on fire, by the way, if you want to do anything about that.
I wave my finger at her and I say, you have asked for it. Look what you've ended up coming to a guitar. There is no other answer for it. And I reach into my backpack and draw out a recorder.
Oh.
Hot cross buns time!
This is your punishment. I'm going to play this thing and nobody can stop me.
Do it, do it, do it. Jingle, jingle.
I'm a sheep witch!
Stop the sheep witch with the recorder.
Could I throw Hendrix at her?
I'm really curious what Gildan's going to do with this recorder. Do you just begin playing it?
I just begin playing it, and as is normal with most recorder players, sorry guys, I'm going to offend somebody, I'm sure.
It's for charity.
Pitching, it's slightly out of key, not quite the right notes.
She jumps off the cliff.
I'm a sheep witch! Gildan has this
Certainly
slight look on his face that he knows he's playing badly. This is not accidental.
Oh, this is so good, Gildan. I won't say it's your best ever, but it's really up there.
Are you serious? She really jumps off the cliff?
Oh, yeah, she's gone. She has fallen to her death rather than listen to your recorder. You don't need to roll for that. I'm handing that to you because that is genius. Why would I make you roll for that?
Crossed her buns.
There is a rule in Dungeon World. If it's an obvious, easy thing, or if it's an attack on somebody who is completely helpless, you don't roll dice. You just do the thing.
And we have just established sheep witches vulnerable to recorders.
Yes.
So I stop playing the recorder and shake it in the direction of where she felt it. Let that be a lesson to you.
Wow. Gildan, I haven't seen you use that move in a long time.
It's how you know he's serious.
Yeah.
And now go.
I remember that one time you used that trick to get me out of hell.
Serious.
Fancy is awestruck. And just has no word. They have no words for it. They just sort of, Gildan, they just sort of put like a hand on your shoulder and just nod in reverence.
No, guys, folks, I hope everybody else is having as much fun in this game as I am.
Yes.
I will remember that for a long time.
Now, here's the question. If I bring Hendrix over to Gildan, does Hendrix lick Gildan's face in appreciation for freeing them? Given that Hendrix is a baby sheep and adorable?
I'll roll 2d6. Why not? That's a 4. Hendrix poops a little.
Okay, I thought this was going to be adorable, but instead it's just messy. I'm sorry, Gildan.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
But now you're free, Hendrix. You can follow us or not. Your life is your own. But I will happily raise you as my own child if you wish. And teach you the ways of the Jin Feather Fist. Fighter.
Gildan is gently weeping over his guitar.
As the ashes begin to mix with the snow
gently
and blow slowly off of the mountain. Thank you so much, Chatlin, again, donating $5.79. Someone has to move us off this nicest of numbers. You know, all good things must come to an end, and this too shall pass. So farewell, 69069, as that eventually updates and tells me what the new total is.
69069 is the Irish 69.
As somebody who is part Irish, I appreciate that.
I say it's like I've already made all the sheep jokes I'm gonna make, so I'm not even gonna touch the Emerald Isle right now. All right, so
I don't get that. Is that connected somehow?
Don't worry about it.
Moving on.
Yes. And then the GM looks at a prep. So as our heroes continue to move up the snowy caps of the mountain, and the last ashes of poor Gildan's guitar blows off into the wind and settles upon a bed of entirely too many sheep, it begins to grow cold. Oh, it's been frosty up until now, but now it's going through to the core of your bones, breath in the air, just awful bitter coldness as you reach the mountain's peak. And you hear it and you smell it before you see it, but as you round the last corner to because the top of the mountain's like a big kind of flat plateau-y thing, and there's a little path up here. As you make that turn up there's a bunch of like boulders along the path that kind of block it, and you hear and then smell the jibber jabber of little kobolds clustered around a rock with their backs to you, peering up onto the peak of the mountain at something in just abject horror, terror, confusion, delight. They're kobolds. You kind of can't make out how they feel about it. They might just be gassy. What do you do?
I've got a question about something I'm really, really confused about.
Please.
Is Hendrix with us?
I thought you brought him with.
I kind of gave Hendrix freedom of choice, but encouraged them to follow us.
Oh, Hendrix is a sheep. It's still standing. Like, if you're leaving it up to Hendrix is sitting on the side of that mountain going, "Meh!"
Then I'm going to bring it with us and just kind of carry it. If that's okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone feel that violates the consent of the sheep?
It's a sheep. I don't think it's going to give a shit.
Okay. It already did.
It already did.
It gave a shit.
Fair point.
It's a baby. It needs a caretaker.
All right. I'm going to watch over it. I'm going to learn to speak its language. All right. It was really important to me. The fate of Hendrix is all that matters now.
A Vegemite sandwich.
It continues to make these noises.
I make them back.
Unless anyone disapproves, I'm going to make us some new friends.
Okay. Friends are good. Who are you going to make friends with?
And I'm going to go up to Fancy and whisper to them and ask them to use their amazing beauty to help me convince the kobolds that they need to help us destroy whatever's up there so that
our friend Gildan can write them a jingle.
Oh.
Fancy looks at you and says, "You want me to talk to the kobolds?"
I want you to pose dramatically behind me while I talk to the kobold.
Yeah, go with your strengths.
That I can handle. And Fancy like adjusts their hat and flutters their cape and tries not to shiver because it's absolutely balls cold up here, but does their best and opens their shirt a little bit more, developing just the tiniest bit of frostbite in the process. But damn it, you gotta look good.
Jobry, do you want to get it on this looking good?
Oh, you know I do. I pose with the sheep. Can't see where the camera is. I hope you guys can see the pose I'm doing. I can't.
The sheep flails a little bit and struggles.
Oh,
This is another thing to take a photograph of.
Right. You can use my crit for that.
Is that how that works?
I don't know. I'm just. I still have it, and we got to use it because no one's gotten attacked, and I need to save.
I imagine a whole photo series of Jobry with animals.
Oh,
so cute.
It's the calendar.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to take the photo, but just do it as an ordinary roll. What did we decide it was last time?
Charisma, because it has the same letters as camera. Because that's how I play Dungeon World, god damn it.
It's a good way to play Dungeon World.
I love it.
Is it arcane art we decided on? Or was it...
No, it was just roll plus charisma, and then because it was a dumb joke I came up with, we just said it was a charisma roll. It's we'll say it's defy danger charisma.
Defy danger charisma. Okay.
Yeah, you're defying the danger of taking a shitty photograph.
That's really dangerous, you guys.
It ruins lives. It really does. All right, that's a 9. That's respectable.
I just look up and go.
It's a fine photograph. You know, you've had better work. Capjack, thank you for donating $5.53. You know why I like that? Because it's a weird amount, and we love weird numbers. Yes, more weird numbers, please. I don't think the total updated because I'm still at $696.48. Whatever, who cares? We're at 13.93% of the way to our goal. We still have 32 hours left of the stream. Why are y'all holding it down so good at 10 in the morning?
Yeah, y'all are awesome.
On a Saturday. Y'all could be outside with your family, but you're in here lighting this place up for Isis, Texas, and I love you for it. The picture comes out great. It's fine. Bad news. You are kind of out of film, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But, you know, this one is like... We cut forward to that thing 100 years in the future, that old woman, she's like, you know, not all of them could be the best. Like, he had B-sides, but like, We cut back to the present. There's still a cadre of kobolds ahead of you. What do you do? I mean, again, they're still completely oblivious to you, chattering amongst themselves. And it's
Can
very
I get
cold.
some assist rolls from Jobry and Fancy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jobber, you are welcome to roll 8. So this is 8 on it. So what, Big Flick, what are you trying to do exactly?
I'm going to use Firebrand to introduce the idea to the NPCs that helping us win would actually further their cause much better, because then Gildan will be writing them a jingle.
So I'm going to be posing, holding the sheep, and chanting jingle.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Give me that aid roll, Jobry.
Oh, right. Me. I'm Jobber. Morning hit me really hard.
Oh, only for this stream, but yeah.
No, Jobber's going to have to come back somehow.
Okay.
So don't you... Well, I will say, don't you have a crit you're sitting on if you just wanted to... Because you just said...
Yeah.
Am I misremembering?
No,
Yeah,
I do have a crit.
Because Book Zombie gave you one.
Yeah, I was going to save that for the defense roll, but maybe I should just go ahead and use it. Advice from the party, please.
I can go ahead and use it because this could be, you know.
Let's do it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it now.
I'm doing it. We're doing it.
No, you pose.
I don't know what happens.
Such a pose.
Jabri, tell me about your pose. Tell me of the pose they will speak of in legend, Jabri.
It's not the pose, it's the way it's drawn. You can see the sweat, you can see the muscle, you can see the scar, you can see the tears from the lynx that I was playing with, you can see the sheep, you can see the background swirling, you can see my deep thoughts about how beautiful it is to finally have allies who are truly getting what the meaning of heroism is, who can take a stand against injustice and not destroy their enemies, but help them the way we helped the hug bears, the way we helped the highwaymen, the way we helped everybody we come across. We are true heroes, and all of that is wrapped up in this facial expression of pure, absolute bliss.
And Ellen's a little bit like, I'm inspired.
You're not sure. Nobody's ever sure how word got off this mountain. Maybe it was the kobolds. Maybe it was the sheep witch. She might not be dead. Maybe it's the thing that's still up there just past those kobolds. But word got out. And they still study this pose to this day. Out on the eastern wall where the shambling chaos threatens every day to overtake us. We hold like this, and we hold the line. But here, at this time, in this moment, in this place, Drawberry has given Big Flick a +1 on their roll. So Big Flick!
Nice. Let's see what comes of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, and all points in between and beyond, that is a 13. So... Big Flick, how do you...
The amazing light of Fancy and Jobri posing behind me. Flames flash behind us, rising to the sky, setting clouds on fire. I lean forward, my eyes burning, my top hat steaming with black billowing smoke as Gildan behind me strikes a pose as well, and Ellie can't help but being sucked into it. And the sound of fire becomes a haunting melody that screams of the power and dedication and all over intelligence of kobolds the world over. And I say to them, kobolds, join me in this excavus from hell. You shall rise up to the song that Gilded alone shall make for you. The jingle, 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 jingle of flaming kobold excellence shall be this lasting legacy you leave upon the world. Join us as we get our MacGuffin into the cup.
Big Flick's so good.
The kobolds turn slowly. The kobolds are silent for a time. They look at each other, share a moment, and one of them, a kobold leader, you don't know. Do kobolds have power structures? They don't seem the type. They seem to like to flatten things out that way. An egalitarian bunch, kobolds. But one steps forward to you, Big Flick, and looks up at you with its enormous, bloodshot, and yet somehow also beady eyes, and just says, Jingle? Jingle! Jingle, 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 jingle. Gildan, you are now swarmed by happy kobolds. Chanting jingle over and over and over again. They're pumped. They're absolutely pumped. They've dropped their weapons. They had like spears, knives. They had all kinds of... all that shit hits the ground. And they're just dancing around you. I mean, they're dancing around you, but also in sort of a like, the Beatles kind of way.
That's good. Pumped by kobolds.
Big Flick, you've made me so proud.
Like they don't want anything exactly from you. They want to hear the jingle, but like they're not like, we're gonna tear you apart if we don't get the jingle. They're just extremely excited at the prospect of potentially hearing a jingle from you. So
I promise you, jingle will
jingle,
come. Jingle,
jingle,
jingle, jingle indeed, my brethren. Jingle indeed.
It's a jingle. Every time you say it, it's just like in unison back at you.
It's like jingle all the way in here.
True.
Fire me.
We can't, because I'm afraid you still have not reached the Chalice of Charity. Good news, though. So the kobold's cleared out of the way. You can very easily make your way past and up these boulders onto a massive flat, well, not completely flat expanse. It's largely a flat kind of plateau, and then sort of towards the back of it, there's like a, I'm turning my hands on the camera here. Here we go. It kind of looks like this, where there's like a little cavey bit here, and there's like this large flat plateau here. And, you know, it's you're up at like almost the cloud level. You're so high. Like the sun has gotten low, it's gotten dark. The wind is like whipping at you constantly. There's snow. There's a bunch of kobolds screaming about jingles. And at that little cave at the end, there's just a noise, and a big icy dust cloud kind of flies out of the cave opening. And another, and then out steps an enormous, like shock white and electric blue, just massively wingspanned, fucking bomb-ass ice dragon. And it roars into the sky with a massive blast of frost. And just beyond it in the cave, you can see the Chalice of Charity. What do you do?
Well then, okay.
I think this is the point where we ignore the dragon, you hand me the thing, and I just rush it.
Yes. Let's distract the dragon so that Jabri can be a small hockey puck and just deposit the MacGuffin.
Has anyone else seen Flash Gordon?
Yeah. Yeah, we can deal with the dragon while you deposit. And Ellie will hand Jabri MacGuffin.
Jabri, you now hold the MacGuffinite orb. It resonates with your gauntlets. There's like a...
Does it take on the purple glittery weirdness?
Not so much. This is bound for another destiny.
Okay.
But MacGuffinite recognizes game respect game.
I hand Hendrix to her to take care of while I'm doing this, because Hendrix can't go where I'm going. I tuck it into my chest, arms like this, curl myself into a tiny ball and prepare, and kick off the ground and just, with all of my strength, pushing forward, running through, and basically ignoring obstacles and smashing through them if possible.
Okay, so Jabri's gonna make a run to come on and slam, but Gildan, Big Flick, and Ellie, you got a dragon to take care of, or at least keep distracted.
Yeah.
How do you want to approach that?
Let's see. I've got a few things, maybe. I'm no good with, well, I mean, I'm okay with regular weapons, but I can maybe, I've got a magic weapon I can deal with. It's probably a long shot, but I can try cause fear on the dragon, but
Let me take a look at that spell.
Let me see.
So choose a target you can see and a nearby object. The target is afraid of the object so long as you maintain the spell. Okay. Etc. You cannot target entities with less than animal intelligence.
Okay, so I don't know what kind of intelligence.
It's a well, I mean, dragons are arguably animals. This might work.
Yeah, I think she'll go for a magic weapon instead, because this is a larger larger thing, and she doesn't want to cause it to panic and maybe, hurt Jabri in the fray. So.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is try to like enchant your weapon. Then it sounds like.
Yeah.
What is your weapon?
It is a mace.
Okay, so you're going to have a super cool mace that you're going to power up first.
Yeah.
All right.
This isn't a serious pitch, but you could have the Hendrix of Fear. Terror sheep. I'm not saying you should, but it is an option.
They could.
I could, but she would feel really bad if like Hendrix got eaten by a dragon.
That's fair.
Or got trampled in the panic or something.
I will say that the spell text does say a object, not a inanimate object, so I would allow this, but I leave this decision up to your discretion.
I don't think she could do that to a cute little baby sheep.
Okay.
The last survivor of their sheep tribe.
Right.
One true sheep destined to inherit the sheep power. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. So you're gonna cast a spell to pump up this mace, but like assuming that goes well, like what's the plan here for the rest of the team is what I'm curious about. Like buffing is good, but then like are people just gonna go run up and try to punch this thing in the nose? Are we gonna dance around? Are we doing things with like fire or recorders? I will also note you have now a in your inventory there is one cadre of kobolds and one fancy boy. Or fancy person, really. Fancy doesn't like labels, honestly.
Does the cadre of kobolds count as one item, one object?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Nice.
They are a group set. The fuck are you gonna do with one kobold?
Maybe the kobolds could swarm the dragon.
You have somewhere between 5 and 7 kobolds. You're not sure.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Prodiger's kobold.
This is definitely up to DM discretion whether or not I can do this, though.
Sure.
So, I have a move called Give Me Fuel, Give Me Fire. What I would like
You're
to
gonna
do...
use that on a dragon? Are you serious?
Yes. I would like to draw the dragon's attention, perhaps by having the kobolds lift me into a kobold pyramid and having Fancy dance behind me so that I can gaze intensely into their eyes and ask them what fuels the flames of your desires, in the hopes that when they are confronted by the flames of their own passion, they will melt themselves from the inside.
So that's a little intense. You have now put the GM in an incredible, impossible situation. So trip on this. If this thing is intelligent enough to have an internal desire and not be either it can be affected by cause fear because it's a dumb animal, or it can be give me fueled because it's not a dumb animal. I now have to pick one of those, and that is an incredible dilemma for a GM. Bravo, team. Bravo. A dragon, huh? Okay, how smart are dragons in this universe? I don't know. I've never had a dragon before in Wits End. Shit, okay. God, I like that a lot. All right, you know what? Yes. I'm going to say that you know that dragons are capable of speech. They're ancient and terrible creatures. This thing just lives up here. You're in its house. I think the kobolds will need some convincing. I don't just want to drop this in your lap, Gildan, but they seem very intensely interested in what you're doing.
Yes, this sounds like this is mine. So, excuse me, I'm laughing so much I'm losing my voice. So I guess that's the parlay, and I have bamboozle.
Oh,
so,
what's bamboozle do? I don't know that one.
No, I don't know what this actually means. It's also you also take +1 forward with them. I don't know what +1 forward means.
Oh, okay. It basically means that when you roll something that would affect them, you would get a +1 on that roll the next time you roll against them.
Oh, right. So it doesn't help with the persuading.
No, it would basically mean like after you have swayed them, you would then get additional like stuff against them. But if you wanted to parlay with these kobolds, like I would totally allow
Okay.
Because I will say, you definitely have leverage over them.
Yep.
You have the jingle.
And by the way, I've just written it. It's not good, but it's a jingle. They're not supposed to.
Oh, they're kobolds. They don't care.
So that's why I was a little distracted about 5 minutes ago. I was actually writing a couple of verses of a jingle.
I cannot wait. All right.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to part with them. So basically, I'm going to reach back into my backpack and pull out a small drum.
Okay.
A little while ago, I just had no reason to use it, and I'm going to talk with them, and I can't improv like Connie.
No. I mean, if you just want to say I want to parlay with these kobolds, I will say that what you're trying to get them to do is definitely.
I'm playing a sort of martial rhythm on the drum to try and get their spirits up to come and do this ridiculously stupid thing to do.
Absolutely. So, when you have leverage on a GM character, manipulate them. Roll plus charisma.
Right.
That is an 8. All right.
Is that just a plain 8, or does it? Oh no, automatic trait adds more charisma. Yep, so it's an 8.
Okay, good deal. So on a hit, they ask you for something and do it if you make them a promise first. On a 7 to 9, they need concrete assurance of the promise right now. So you explain this cockamamie scheme as the dragon roars to the little kobolds. And they just kind of like look up at you, and they kind of huddle for a second, and they look back and they go, "Little jingle." They want a little bit of the jingle before they make you your tower.
Give them a sample, Gildan. Give them a sample.
They need a little bit of the jingle.
I will give them the first 2 lines of the jingle. Are you ready?
Jingle!
Jingle. Kobolds are the greatest. Kobolds are just fine. That's all you're getting for now. You'll get the rest of it later.
Jingle! And they instantly you've got a pyramid. And there it is.
And can I assist? Can I assist Vic by sort of giving some encouraging martial stuff on the drum as I've got it out?
Sure. Give me an aid.
Okay.
Yeah, they take +1 or -2. Your choice. I assume you're going for +1.
+1, please.
Bick, you've got a mountain of kobolds and a very happy friend with a drum and part of a jingle for kobolds.
I'm so excited. I think that Ellie should try and make the dragon afraid so that it's more vulnerable to its inner feelings.
Oh, okay.
If you want to try to intimidate this dragon, I will say you could just run up at this thing, mace aloft, give me a defy danger charisma, and try to convince it that it is in grave mortal danger.
A defy danger charisma. Okay, let's see. All right. Cross the fingers and hope. Oh, that's bad. Oh, I don't think I'm very, intimidating.
You get a plus. Just get a +1 from my assist. Or you get a +1 for the assist, which puts it up to 7.
Okay.
You know what?
That's
yeah,
fine.
honestly, because this is so like absurd and fantastic. Screw it. That's not how Dungeon World works. But you know what? You take the rulebook, yeet that shit, because this is rad. Yes, you absolutely get a +1. You make that a 6. We're taking that +1 from Big Flick's roll. We're putting it on Ellie's. Fuck it. I love it.
I've got a glowing magical weapon, so you know.
Yeah, you do. It is up there. It is. And like, do you shout anything? Do you say anything? Do you pose? How do you make this scary and big?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna hold that thing, and I'm gonna be like, by the holiness of this goddess, I swear unto you that if you do not aid us, you will suffer the wrath.
And the dragon It's like a huge massive paw lands to one side and the other, and it like looks down at you, and as you like lift your glowing mace aloft, it like rears back a moment, and it's Bick. It's looking you as it raises its gaze a bit because it doesn't want to look at Ellie anymore. It's looking you dead in the eyes.
Yes. And Big Fleck says, "What fuels the flames of your desire?"
Whoa. Whoa.
Well, I'm scared. I don't know about anyone else.
And there comes back a voice. As the dragon like freezes in place and gazes deeply into your eyes, and you back into its, and we get a new follower. Thanks, Dagnabbit. And a reply comes. Well, I'd just really like a nap, to be honest. Jabri, this thing is locked in place. This is your chance, buddy. It's time to take it into the paint. It's time to slam.
One thing I would really like to do is use my bionic, whatever, stretchable glove fists to swing off of stalactites, stalagmites, throw myself against walls and bounce off of them. I mean, if you're familiar with the hero Puck from Alpha Flight, that was the major inspiration for what I'm trying to do here. So...
No, absolutely. So that sounds like a Defy Danger Dex to me then, because you're trying to like manipulate and like swing around on your arms and stuff. Is that what you're going for?
I was aiming for strength because it's more about smashing into things and then grabbing.
Fuck it, strength then. Roll plus strength.
Cool. All right. Hold on. I need to.
By the way, if this roll fails, you will die. So here, good luck.
Uh-oh. Oops. Sorry, guys. I'll let you know if I fail.
Whoa!
Oh, I only got a 12. Are we okay?
It's a Christmas miracle, folks. Folks, do you believe in Christmas miracles? Because it's not even Christmas. It's like, I don't know, October or something. What month is it? It's 10. I've been up for
Tis
like...
the season of jingle.
I've been up for too many hours. We got a 12. Somebody should donate for that. I'm really excited. Okay. So Jabri, you're just arm over. You know what? No, you narrate it well enough. What does that look like? Because here's the dragon, and you blow past it, and there's this wonderful golden chalice. It's exactly big enough to slam a jamma that ball right in, like put the rock in the hoop. It's inside of a cave. There's a big opening in the front of it. The dragon's there. Your friends are there. The kobolds are there. They are so psyched about this whole situation. The dragon looks like it's just a little bit tired. How do you slamma that jamma?
So I'm spinning off of stalactites, smashing into them, gaining speed. I probably at one point bounce off the dragon by accident. And then I go down to the golden thing, but I miss. And I grab it by the base with my extendo arm, and I swing around on it and hurl myself up towards the ceiling, which I careen off of, and then I'm about to crash head first into the thing, the chalice, and then I put the ball. The chalice of charity, but then I put the orb right on top of my head, and it smashes in, and then my head smashes into it, and then I fall down exhausted and possibly unconscious.
Oh, crowd goes wild! Whoa!
And as Jabri collides with the chalice and slides slowly to the ground, the camera rolls back up to the top of the chalice, which perfectly now situated, half of the orb submerged inside the chalice, and we go all the way up to the very tippy top, and a small hatch goes, and there's just a little poof of confetti. And the dragon, rearing back, stops for a second and looks back over at the chalice. Well, I guess you've done it then. Right, well, you go tell that nice lady, and I'm just gonna pop off, have a bit of a nap. Yeah. So, cheers then, eh?
Right, have a good nap.
And the dragon kind of slinks back into its cave, and curls up around the chalice of charity, and just kind of drifts away into sleep.
Ellie's gonna go check on Jabri, make sure that You okay?
Thank you real
Not-
quick, Shadlin, for donating $12.34 for dropping it in the chalice of charity.
Jabri, you okay?
Jabri slowly comes to and says, "Hey, we
That
should
was-
probably start going up the mountain sometime soon."
Jabri, you did it. That was awesome. That
Yeah,
And
it
that was
was
awesome.
awesome. What
And
did I
I-
do again?
And I bring Hendrix over so Jabri can cover Hendrix.
Hey, I know you. I had the strangest dream, and you were there, and you were there, all these kobolds were there, and there was something everyone was scared of, but at the top of the mountain, but I didn't see it because I just kind of ran past. I'm guessing it was just another sheep thing. It's cool. Come here. Come on, Hendrix. Let's sleep.
Gildan, the kobold pyramid, seeing that everyone else has wandered off at this point, realizes it can now collapse back into a loose amalgamation of kobolds. And they timidly but steadily make their way over towards you, Gildan. And they look up at you with those big, bloodshot eyes. And
I'm sorry,
a
I'm being
hopeful
frightened
quiver in
slightly
their lips.
by the fact that one of my cats is just vomiting on the carpet to the left of me.
And they will continue to talk for a moment so that we don't worry about the cat vomit. They're lovely kobolds who don't have a
Snowy.
have a spit of vomit on them. There's no kobold vomit here. They're just lovely kobolds who groom themselves very well for kobolds.
Okay. I'll sort that out afterwards with Eddie done. So, are you ready for this?
They've never been more ready for any. I've never been more ready for anything in my entire life, honestly.
Okay, remember, this is a style of sort of advert type jingle, so don't expect quality. 3, 2, 1. Kobolds are the greatest. Kobolds are just fine. Kobolds just want to live and never cause you harm. Please don't kill us deadly. Please don't take our stuff. Kobolds want to live in peace, and so say all of us. There you go.
Half asleep, I'm clapping my hands. You guys are good.
Thank you for the $2.50 something donation from somebody declaring that Jidfeather was a hero. It was a very long. It was an amazing
hero-
name. Whoever
it
that
looked
was,
like-
thank you so much.
I saw Justice and Fury in it, so I liked it.
Hey, I mean, I'm down, honestly. And as this wonderful song drifts out onto the waves, onto the winds. There's waves up here. They're airy waves. Drifts out onto the airwaves. Let us say, fuck it, you're a radio tower now. We pull back our camera away from our heroes, from the terrifyingly, wonderfully convincing Big Flick, the stalwart and very haggard Ellie, the shockingly capable photography of Gildan, and the kinetic insanity of Jabri. We leave our land of the Central Kingdoms and of what charity did you go? I wrote it down.
Just Us for saving the world, I think.
Yep. Yeah.
Saving the world.
We'll go with that. Saving the world. Oh, yeah. It was just the world is saved, or at least the Centralia Central Charity Commission writes a very large check and addresses it to saving the world.
Care of Big Flick, right?
The Queen hands it to you and says, like, don't cash this for like a week. And that's our story. Congratulations, folks. Thank you.
I just want to say that all of my bonds have resolved. Gildan is now hard like me, Ellie is now hard like me, and Big Flick is now hard like me. Or at least Ginfeather believes that to be true.
Fantastic. You should definitely... So mark 3 XP for that.
Ellie indirectly contributed to the slaughter of sheep. She's definitely a little harder for that. So.
Life makes you hard, but you got to be hard to be a hero.
All right. So yeah, this has been an awful lot of fun. Thank you so much, everyone. This was fantastic. I I always love running Dungeon World, and I always love it when I have imaginative, bizarre players. And Connie, I think you used every single move in the Immolator playbook and never repeated Brava.
Thank you.
Brava.
That was hilarious. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, we're gonna take it around the horn one more time. Tell them who you are, where they can find you on Twitter if you'd like, and if you want to plug anything, this is a great time to plug stuff. You've all been fantastic. We are going to start reverse order this time, so starting with Jobbery this time. Hey, who are you? Where are you? And what do you want to plug?
I am Silent Ferrets. You can find me at Thousand Heads on Twitter, but please check out the games I make at silentferrets.itch.io. I just released a role-playing game this morning for the Hot Horror Jam called Anime Hijinks Overload. You are Radical Omake. It's about being overpowered anime characters or normal people working in a mundane situation. So if you ever wanted to be like a vampire prince or a grizzled soldier or just a person working at a convenience store and having everything explode all around you, in like a metaphorical sense. That's sort of the thing. That's what it is. Check it out.
Gildan, same questions.
Hi, I'm Chris, known as Book Zombie, CJH Book Zombie on Twitters. I am also the DM stroke showrunner stroke editor of BZ's Curse of Strahd, which you will find in Welcome to the Party, its own this very site. So anybody who has not had a chance to listen to it, I would love to get some more people listening to it, and let me know what you think.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm starting a game on Monday, Unknown Armies, 2 p.m. I should have mentioned that. Sorry about that.
Right here on the channel.
On Welcome to the Party, I'm going to be running it. I'm sorry, Gildan, if I'm stealing your thunder. I don't mean to.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
We're starting a all-girl pizza, taco, cat, and queer band parlor using magic with the power of Unknown Armies. That's our mission. The first adventure is we're trying to find special magic ingredients for our pizza.
Hey, if it's gay, I'm into it.
It's going to be pretty darn gay.
So, Ellie, who were you? Where can we find you on Twitter? Do you want to plug anything?
Sure. Sorry, I'm choking because I was laughing so hard. So hi everybody again. I'm Lynn. So my handle there, Lynn_M_Meyer. I use that for Twitter and Instagram. Find me, follow me. I can be found on Twitch on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, where I play in a Pugmire campaign, where I'm a good dog who is a shepherd, which is like Pugmire's version of a cleric. So that's a lot of fun. That's why I decided to be a cleric here, try it out in a different way. And right now, for at least the next few weeks, it's a short run campaign on Sundays, also on Twitch. I am in a Princesses Save Dragons campaign, a very unofficial Disney theme, wink, wink, where I'm essentially Princess Leia. I'm a gunslinging princess helping to save dragons. So come and find me on Sunday nights at also 8 p.m. Eastern. Otherwise, I'm a writer. Find me on DM's Guild, best known for Uncaged Anthology. So check that out. So.
I married a gunslinging princess once. Highly recommended. Big Flick.
It's a lot of fun.
Big Flick, who are you actually? Where can we find you? And what would you like to plug?
Howdy, I'm Connie. Oh yeah! And you can find me on Twitter with that handle. I'm also going to be on Welcome to the Party on Mondays with Silent Ferrets, our friend here, playing Jobbery, doing the Unknown Armies. I will be here again on Saturdays playing a different game. Oh, why am I not remembering what it is? It's going to be great, and it's going to be on Saturday. And brains. Also, if you go on Welcome to the Party's Discord, try and find the Adventures at Sea Trauma Drama Pirates play-by-post. It's fun.
Fantastic. Still doing so many things. Hi, I am an extremely harried, but I remain Fox Barrett. You can find me on the Twitter at Fox_Barrett, where I haven't been tweeting for like the last 2 weeks because holy crap, this whole everything, y'all, has been a lot. The only thing I'm gonna plug is that I'm on Welcome to the Party a lot. I got a game starting up soon. I'm on like another stream. I can plug there. I want to just go take a nap is what I want to do. This was incredible. You were all amazing players. You brought so much more energy than I could have ever dreamed to hope for. Thank you for following me down this or up this extremely weird mountain. It was absolutely a delight. So, on that note,
Couldn't have done it without coffee.
Oh, same.
Yes.
I did it without coffee.
Oh my gosh. How? Oh, I guess because you needed to sleep.
No, I can't have caffeine. It's a doctor thing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, don't you on me. Because you know what we did? You know what you did? That's who I want to shout out. All the amazing viewers at home who donated all this amazing money. We are at $716.29, 14% of the way to our goal with 32 hours still left on the clock for Raíces, Texas. I gotta wrap it up and get the heck out of the way of the next group of people, so I'm gonna keep this brief here. We've got another giveaway that is starting up very, very soon here. It is for a copy of the Fantasy Age Core Rules PDF from Green Ronin and a $25 digital prize pack from Evil Hat. I bet there's some rad shit in there. Go into the chat and type _sheep if you would like to get some cool stuff. Stick around, folks. We've got another game coming up very, very soon here. We're just going to take a short break. The stream was going to go down for a second. It's probably going to then come right back up again. We're just doing a little handoff to the next producer.
And we just got another $20 donation.
And we just got another $20 donation. Look at that, $736.29. Keeping it held down. Keeping the totals weird. Keep weird totals. More dice, less ice. Support Raíces, Texas. But anyway, I just started the giveaway. Stay in the chat. Even if the stream goes down, it's going to come back up. Stay in the chat because you want to win this cool stuff. And so, yeah, from all of us here to all of us, you out there, stay safe.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.